And a good Friday, everybody. Welcome in. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos today. We made it to Friday. One college football playoff game in the books. Preds get a big shootout win. And the Titans coaching search is completely underway. Hi, Joe.
What's going on, man? I was not expected to be here today. Because remember on Tuesday, Wednesday, all of our favorite meteorologists said by Friday it would be severe weather and storms. Don't leave the house. And this morning's like, hey, yeah, it's all been canceled. Okay.
I heard wind this morning, but so there's no severe weather now?
Evidently not. There might be a passing storm later on.
Yeah,
but I'll have that coming up in your 7-day.
Oh, cool.
But we're here, man. I gotta tell you,
a passing storm is usually like right after the show in the men's bathroom. So.
Hey-o, right? It's funny because it's true. With that being said, I got to tell you, when I'm wrong, I will admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So when they went to the BCS, I was not happy. When they went to 4 playoff, I was not happy. When they went to 12, I was not happy. But I got to tell you, these college football playoff games have been nothing short of absolutely outstanding. Even the Indiana kicking Alabama's butt was mesmerizing because I had not seen that happen in decades. Last night's game, I was on, and I've got no dog in the hunt. Last night's game, I was on the edge of my seat. Not only that game, Chase, the 3 the week before, even the Oregon-Texas Tech game, I'm like, all right, Texas Tech's supposed to be really good. Let's see what they got. They had nothing. I watched Oregon just dismantle them. And last night's game was a classic.
It was awesome.
Absolute
Especially
classic.
That fourth quarter was tremendous.
Man.
So Miami wins. They advance to the national championship game, which will be played in Miami. So they will be the first in the college football playoff era to play essentially a home game in the championship game, which will be cool to see. And they will play Indiana or Oregon, which that game will take place tonight. A few quick thoughts on the game, and I know you're going to bring this up, but like Ole Miss scores, they have the lead. Miami's got time to march downfield, and all they need is a field goal to tie and send this thing to overtime. Mario Cristobal got a crap ton of my respect last night. He was playing to win, not to tie.
My man, all day.
And I was like, thank you. And he showed, how he had the attitude. My mom was like, why is he being so mean? He just won. I was like, Mom, that's a coach. He's coaching.
Oh, that's good.
The job ain't done yet. And it was good to see our old friend Eric Moses on TV as well. But like the job's not done yet. He was yelling at people like, can we get our players up here instead of these random ass people that are on the stage?
Good,
like, I love that.
Yes.
But he played to win, not to tie.
He did. Right. And the other night, the FCS championship game, Montana State and Illinois State, Illinois State played to tie. And they tried to kick a field goal and got blocked. But I'm with you, man. I'm with you. It was great. And I got to tell you that I'm trying to find some stuff here. I'm sorry. With Pete Golding last night, why he did not blitz Carson Beck on those last 2 plays inside the 10, I don't. Now, evidently, he did this when he was at Alabama, the same thing. Didn't always blitz, and it drove Saban crazy when I was reading last night. You just can't let a quarterback stand back there all day long, man. You can't. You go after him and make him do something, but Carson Beck took advantage of it, got in the end zone. Great game. They win the game.
Yep. I agree. But, that was the thing with Ole Miss was I felt like they were playing for the tie, too, with the way they were playing defense, and ultimately – Carson Beck goes down there and walks in for the game winner. And credit to Ole Miss that you run 2 quick plays where you put yourself in an opportunity to win on a walk-off.
Yeah.
You take a couple of inches, and that last play might be different.
Right. And I don't know why Ole Miss had the 2 plays. I look at Miami's defense. They got guys 20 yards back.
Yeah.
I get don't give up the deep ball, but cover the insides and at least the boundary. And Ole Miss was able to get down the field quickly and do that. Now, I've been asked this morning. I was asked at breakfast, like, well, that was a pass interference on Miami.
I didn't think so.
Both grabbing each other.
They could have both gotten called.
You're not calling a pass interference. Now, remember what happened 23 years ago. Yeah, 23 years ago. at not that stadium, but in the Fiesta Bowl. Remember Miami and Ohio State?
Oh yeah,
the pass interference call, which
and Miami's been like cursed with which look, Holly Rowe is very good at what she does. When she asked that question to Cristobal, and he answered it to his credit well, but I can see the look on his face like, I don't give a flying, you know what? About.
Right, he doesn't. So every play that Miami's been in the Fiesta Bowl has come down to the last play. Yeah. It was that play with Ohio State in the 2003 Fiesta Bowl. The 1987 Fiesta Bowl, they drove down the field, and Vinny Testaverde threw the interception to linebacker Pete Giftopoulos, who intercepted it on the 5-yard line, and they lost the game, and last night they won the game. But at the end, man, it was a fantastic game, and I expect tonight's Peach Bowl between Indiana, Oregon to be the same. But why Pete Golden did not send the farm after Carson Beck, who basically Crip walked into the end zone, man. He could have danced all day to get in there, and they won the game last night.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But, dude, that little receiver for Miami, that's only a freshman.
That's a dude.
He needs to hit the portal because some team's going to offer him $50 million, right? Yeah. He is something else. He just takes it and go. I love that.
I want Ruben Bain. I want Ruben Bain here so bad.
It's pretty good. I'm telling you, he doesn't quit.
No, I just love that dude.
He doesn't quit.
I love that dude.
And somebody, I read all that stuff about Ruben Bain. They're like, somebody tried to get him to talk about that. He won't talk. He's like, I got a job to do.
I love that.
I got 10 other guys who are with me. I mean, he's much different than an Abdul Carter guy last year who ran his mouth. Everybody wanted to bring here. Like, that guy's a game changer. He didn't do anything this year. Ruben Bain's a much different player because he approaches the game completely different than what Abdul Carter did. But, man, what a game. What a game.
Yeah, great game. And then my guess is we're going to get another one tonight.
Better.
Which will be good. We got a loaded show. The first hour, we're going to kind of recap the coaching surge, Preds win last night, the playoff game. Obviously, Chris Sanders will join at 1. Nick Hague, Preds defenseman, at 1:30. I had a conversation with him earlier today, so you'll hear that. At 2 o'clock, props to our buddy Greg Pogue for helping out with this. Babe Laufenberg will join us. Now, you might go, who is that? He's the color analyst for the Dallas Cowboys on their radio broadcast. He was also a former quarterback at Indiana and the Cowboys. He is very tight with Troy Aikman, with Jason Garrett, can give insight on Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy, who are both interviewing for the Titans head coaching job. So we'll talk to him at 2 o'clock. And at 2:30, Michelle Kennedy, the president of the Nashville Predators, will join us. What is our question of the day?
All right. So one of the greatest moments in sports happened 58 years ago today. Joe Namath, sitting by the pool in Miami Beach, guaranteed a victory for the New York Jets over the Baltimore Colts. Now, at the time, we go back betting, the Jets were about a 21-point underdog, and that is not a joke. They were a 21-point underdog to the Baltimore Colts. Namath guaranteed the victory, and they won. My question is, I want to know who you think in the history of sports is the coolest dude that's ever been involved in sports. The coolest dude who's ever been involved in sports. Joe Namath, you could say a Jim Brown, it doesn't matter. The coolest dude who's ever been involved. It could be present. Forsberg last night making that game winner. That was one of the coolest game winners I'd ever seen. It was very casual, and he got the play. Things like that. Who was the coolest player that you've always admired and loved throughout history? Because 58 years ago today, Joe Namath guaranteed the Jets would win the Super Bowl.
Man, that is a really good question. And
I know who yours is.
Well, I can go. It doesn't have to be a player. It can be
anybody. It can be anybody.
Driver. Maybe one that wore gargoyle sunglasses and had the baddest ass of a mustache ever.
And what's the common denominator in all these people? They don't really care what you think.
Yep.
Right?
Dale Earnhardt Sr., by far, is my answer to this question. Because he'd sit there leaned up against the race car with his arm. So I've been lately going to sleep on YouTube. They have a NASCAR Classic channel. They have all these old races.
Oh, nice.
Like 1984 out at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
So I have been.
Did he win that one?
No, that was Neil Bonnet, actually.
And that was the last one here, right?
This was the one I just watched was the second to last one.
Okay, all right.
Daryl, I think, won the last one.
All right.
But so anyway, no, Jeff Bodine won the last one. I'm sorry. So I've been watching these old races and falling asleep, but half the time I'll wake up and like start watching it again and like watch the end of it and then finally turn it off. But a lot of these are from the 80s and 90s, and he is such a badass.
Yeah.
Like he's leaned up got the sunglasses on, especially when he started driving the black car. He's got the sunglasses on and he's just looking at you, and drivers are walking by him, and it's like, I'm gonna whip your ass. I'm gonna whip your ass. I'm gonna whip your ass. Like, I mean, it's just
see, that's example we're talking about, man. The
stone cold. Like he was stone cold Steve Austin before there was stone cold Steve Austin.
Oh, I love it. Dr. Crane, you got one, Bubba? Oh, he's on the phone.
By the way, our question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com.
Another one to me, one of the coolest of all. I loved Reggie Miller. Never won a title with the Pacers. He was just a cool dude. Was going to shoot and didn't matter. And he was just probably might be. I know Curry's up there, but Reggie Miller is up there as well as one of the best pure shooters of all time. I loved him. He was just a cool dude, man. But guys that back it up, and to me, Namath, and I've said this, is the most influential player in the Super Bowl era by far. And we talked to Mike Greenberg about this. He's got him number one about the AFL, the NFL, and what Namath did bringing the AFL back to life. But 58 years ago today, Joe Namath with the guarantee. Dr. Crane, who is the coolest athlete person that you know of, that you love?
Not in my lifetime. I wish I was born in the 80s for it, but Mike Tyson. There's just something about Mike Tyson. I've told you guys countless times.
It's a bad man.
I mean, I've watched a lot of those fights on YouTube, and the fact that after prison, he was just a different boxer in general. Like, I would not want to step in the ring with that. That is an actual animal. Nobody want to step in the way of him at all. And that's why I respect the sport of boxing. There's a lot of head trauma that goes with that, but it's an incredible sport and an incredible athlete.
He has one of the best quotes of all time. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
That's right. And you also, Dr. Crane, in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, it was baseball, horse racing, and boxing.
Yep.
That was it. And football was there, basketball, but that was the three, and boxing was up there. And they just got
times.
Well, it just got corrupt with a lot of people who didn't belong in the boxing world.
Here's a couple on our text line. Craig says, coolest dude involved in sports, John Daly or Dale Seaman.
John Daly, I forgot all about him. Absolutely, he's up there.
Mike in Lebanon. Nolan Ryan has to be on the list. Oh, you talk about ice water.
Watch that documentary on him.
He'll fight you too.
Every step of the way.
He'll beat the you-know-what.
And he'll shove old Shan at your face too.
Yeah. Ricky says Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. I mean, you got a nickname to back it up, the kid. Yeah.
Dan from Nashville, coolest dude has to be Terry Bradshaw. Past and present, the dude is a definition of cool.
And I'd love when he reads highlights on the post game because he gets them all wrong and they laugh at him.
Another one from Gino for the kid, Ken Griffey, Joe Montana. 1847 says Dale Earnhardt or Tim Richmond. Richmond, that's a good one. Bruce from Clarksville says Joe Montana. The John Candy Super Bowl story is hilarious.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. When Harris Barton tells us, like, we got to go down and win this game, and it's like, Joe, what are you looking at? And he's like, damn, is that John Candy in the end zone? And Harris Barton's like, I knew then we were going to go down the field and win the game.
Dustin, let's see. No, Chase from White Bluff. Allen Iverson, never will forget him stepping over Ty Lue.
Yeah,
I'll never forget meeting him at Cherokee's Casino.
We were like, what are you doing here?
Basically.
Like, welcome in.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably at the top.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
A lot of people, though, don't like him still.
Whatever. Yeah. Randy Johnson, the big unit.
Yeah. I mean, when he killed that bird.
I mean, I was about to say, dude killed a bird.
Right.
By the way, one of the best Halloween costumes I have ever seen is like a couple costume where the guy is Randy Johnson and the girl is the blown up bird. Like she has like feathers and blood all over.
Nice.
So good. Huffy and Dixon, I always thought Hines Ward was cool.
There's a lot of talk about whether or not he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. He's a damn good player.
He's right there.
Yeah.
He's right there. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. The coolest cat in sports.
All time.
Yep. All time. Coolest cat in sports. I say Dale Earnhardt. You say
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath, 615-737-1025, and you said Mike Tyson, Dr. Crane. We'll take those and much more. React to the playoff game and wherever you want to take this. The first hour is all for you. Chasing Big Joe on a Friday, 1025 The Game. You haven't lived until you have seen Big Joe karaoke this song in Key West, Florida.
It's the best. Thank you.
It is awesome. Welcome back in, Chasing Big Joe. This is a great song. Chasing Big Joe on this Friday. By the way, little wrestling trivia for you. Who used this? What famous wrestler used this as their walkout song?
No clue.
That would be, at one point in time, the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Oh, okay. Connor, you know that? Did Connor know back there?
He
Over here waving his hand.
You didn't know that? Okay.
I got it.
All
I
right.
got it.
That would be before he used
love
2001: A Space Odyssey. That's the Use Easy Lover.
Oh, nice.
Which totally fits him. Question of the day: coolest person in sports of all time. 615 737-1025 is the phone number. And a lot of you have called in on this. So let's lead things off with Kenny the mailman. Kenny, what you got?
Fellas, y'all got it 100% right. I'm 63 years old. The very first football game I remember is Super Bowl III because my dad had hated Joe Namath with a passion. Child of the Depression, World War II vet. Joe Namath had long hair, wore white shoes instead of black, wore a mink coat, and a couple years later made a pantyhose commercial. I cannot tell you the words my father used to express his disdain for Joe Namath, which made all young people like Joe Namath. So that's what happened with that. But I want to know who there knows the Oiler connection with Joe Namath.
Oh gosh, I know what you're talking about. Oh my goodness. Did they trade his pick away?
Well, this is one of the few things that I do really admire about Adams. About the Oilers had the rights to Joe Namath, but Joe Namath said, "I will not play for any other AFC team except if I play for the Jets." But Adams got basically back nothing except goodwill for allowing the Jets to have him. Now, bonus trivia question: what NFL team had the rights to Joe Namath and said they would not engage in a bidding war with the junior league over a junior quarterback?
Oh, I am
Giants?
going to say it wasn't the Colts, was it?
The Bidwell-led St. Louis Cardinals. They could have had Joe Namath for an average salary, but they didn't want to pay him. And now you know the rest of the story. Good day.
Some things never change.
Thank you, Kenny.
That's good. That's good trivia right there. Thank you, Kenny.
Kenny always has good trivia.
Yep.
Our buddy Todd Rodemel from the Omni has a great one. My dad would have probably said this. Kenny the Snake Stabler.
Yeah, I think that's probably number 2. I mean, that's probably number 2.
I mean, this dude's pulling up to the stadium on a motorcycle with 2 girls on the back of it and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
That's evidently a true story.
I don't know if that's actually cool, but it looked cool.
Well, they said he pulled up and said, "Hey, I'll see you in a few hours. Don't leave." That was the rumor that happened. He said, "I'll see you in a few hours." And like, you ever studied the playbook? He's like, "Yeah, by the light of a jukebox." I was like, "Yes, good one, really good one."
Oh, that is a good one. Let's go to John, who wants to weigh in. John, what you got?
Hey, guys, thank you very much. But y'all have left out, at least what I've heard, left out the coolest guy who set the trend for cool, Babe Ruth.
Okay.
So that guy, man, he wore the long fur coats. He wore the zoot suits. He had the hat. He had women all night. The guy would show up drunk to the game, point at the wall he was going to knock the ball over, and smash it. So, hey, don't leave out Babe Ruth. Whatever you do.
That's a good one. I mean, that's going way back. I mean, you hear the stories about Babe. I mean, even watch the movie The Natural. The Babe is part of that movie too, and see all that. So that's a good one, John. Thanks, brother.
That is that's a good one.
Care.
All right,
Thank you, John. By the way, I just saw this on Twitter. I guess this was posted yesterday because this is one of the coolest guys from the 90s. He had 4 touchdowns in one game. Polk High, Al Bundy.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently on January 28th, Ed O'Neill, Katie Seagal, Christina Applegate, and David Faustino will reunite for an evening with the Bundys.
I like it. Where's it going to be?
I don't know.
Okay.
This says, I guess it's a live event that's going to raise money for something. But,
nice.
That's pretty cool to see that.
Sure.
All right. Coolest person all time in sports. Jack in Goodlettsville. Jack, what you got?
You know, Earnhardt would certainly be right up there. And you know my favorite Earnhardt story? Back when they were losing those cars into the catch fences at Talladega and Daytona, and there was this whole thing going on that these cars were too fast. Earnhardt finally heard enough of it. He said, "Listen, I get paid to go as fast as this dang thing will go. If you're scared of it, take all the grandstands, put them on the inside, and then I'll just fly over the fence and land in the parking lot someplace. Otherwise, I don't want to hear no more about this." and I thought, boy, that's him. That's him.
That's great.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, just move all the grandstands on the other side. No, sure, nothing to it. But there's so many, but for me, it'll always be Joe Montana. Always.
Why?
Because he made it look so easy. Do you ever remember Joe losing it and throwing his temper and acting like he certainly could have acted?
No, I don't. No, I don't. You're right. You're right.
And 4 Super Bowls, and do I remember this right? He never had a pick in any of the 4 of them.
I think that might be correct.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers in those days were just a machine, but to me, there was, the story about him looking up in the grandstands and saying, "Look, there's so and so," right in the heat of everything. You know?
I think it's great. Also, remember Joe Namath, and we've talked about this. Never took a snap out of the shotgun.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. Who did I say?
Namath.
Yeah, Joe Montana never took a snap out of the shotgun because Bill Walsh did not want him taking his eyes off the defense even for half a second. So now it's all shotgun, shotgun, shotgun. Joe Namath never took a snap out of the not one snap out of the shotgun.
Yeah, I'll never forget. There's been a lot of great players, and I could have a list of 10 or 20 people here, no problem. But for me, that was always, Joe Cool. They weren't kidding.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for yeah, absolutely.
All the
Thanks
Joes.
for the call, Jack. Appreciate
Namath,
it.
Montana, Rexroad, Dubin.
Yeah. All right. If you had to do it by sport, who's the coolest in each sport? You'll say Namath for football.
Basketball. I love Reggie Miller. It's easy to say Jordan. It's easy to say that, but I loved Hakeem Olajuwon's my favorite player. I'm going
to have people. This is one that's going to be, people are either going to agree with me or they're going to fight me.
All right.
Kobe.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great one.
I think Kobe for basketball. Football, I will say I'll probably go. You know what? I'm going to do mine. Emmitt Smith was like the coolest guy to me.
There's no wrong answer here.
Hockey, I would say that's a tough one. There's so many. I liked Mario. I'd probably say Mario.
I got to go. I don't know much about the NHL back in the prehistory before the Pred, so mine will be a Predator. Steve Sullivan was pretty damn cool, and he was here.
Tutu would be my Predator.
Probably Dorsey. They're all being different things, but Tutu probably be number one.
Baseball.
This is an easy one, but I think the coolest nonconformist guy to ever play the sport of baseball,
Pete Rose,
no doubt. All day.
We were going to say it together
all day long. And I know he screwed up and he's passed away now, but the way he played the game and the way he loved his teammates, he's the coolest dude. Now, Dale Murphy's my favorite player, but you separate the two. From favorite to the coolest dude, and I think Pete Rose is the coolest dude.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. Racing, Earnhardt, but there's a few answers. Some people might have said Darryl. Back in the 80s and 90s, though, it was easy. Like it's a different group now.
It is. You could go even like when tennis. I love McEnroe, but the tennis player I love Jimmy Connors. Loved when he made that run to the U.S. Open in 1990. He was 40 years old, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's 40! He's 40!" And I was like, "God, he is 40." Then you get 40, and you're like, "It's not so bad."
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you're 50. Like, it's not so bad. But Jimmy Connors was really cool.
Golf, Jack. Jack had Daly is obviously different. He's
favorite and cool. You got to separate them.
Yeah.
But John Daly's, he doesn't care what you think. Didn't he have a 15 putt on some green in a tournament? He just kept missing the putt. He just walked off. That's us. That's what we do. We do all that. His story of winning the PGA in Indianapolis in 91 is legendary. Drove all night, got exemption at the last second, won it, goes and wins the British Open. It's just his story is fantastic. And yeah, he screwed up. We've all screwed up.
I got one. Gary Player. That Player just had that cool, calm, collective.
Still with us?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's like 90 something.
Okay.
But Player, I obviously was in his prime before my time, but he's 90.
He's 90.
Yeah, I mean, he just like he was always had the physique, and I mean, he's still at 90 years old. Looks like he could go out there and do some damage.
Fuzzy's not Fuzzy. Lee Trevino was like that.
Yeah,
Was just an iconic figure on and off the ice. Our buddy Greg Pogue says Walt Frazier. It's a generational thing, but Walt Frazier doing the was it the No More Gray commercials? Bad dude, man.
With
Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these are bad dudes back and bad as far as being cool, and that's exactly what they were.
Payne Stewart gets one as well. We'll take more of your calls. Hang on the line, everybody, and we'll get to these coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Is this the Blues Brothers version? Nice. Great. I went on, like, I watched the Blues Brothers after a few weeks ago, and then I started listening to all the albums they put out. Like, so good.
It is.
After Steve Cropper passed away.
It's a timeless evergreen music.
So good. Let's go back to the phones. Joe wants to weigh in on our question of the day. Coolest cat in sports all time. What you got, Joe?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, hello.
How y'all doing?
What's
good,
up,
man.
man? Tap,
Hey.
tap.
Like I was telling, I would have to go for the nature boy, Ric Flair. He is the greatest of all time. And for me, whenever I put my suit on, and I do have a Rolex, and I put it on, and you can't help but act like Ric Flair, and
That's
and
great.
I'll be driving down the road, and somebody, some hot girl will be pulling up, and I'm like, woo, and so it's just funny, So Ric Flair would be the top of the cotton. So
Okay.
style and profile, brother.
That's right, man.
All right,
Thanks, Joe.
have a good evening.
You too.
All right.
You too. Appreciate that. And he has some of the greatest lines of all time, such as whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. None of you can be first. Some of you could be next. Woo! Tim wants to weigh in. Tim, what you got?
Hey, guys. Don't know if you remember, and I think I'm remembering this correctly. Ronnie Lott.
Okay.
You know, he was a defensive back from the. I remember he about tore a finger completely off, and he just went out and told him, just go ahead and take it off, wrap it back up so I can play.
That's right.
Jeez.
I mean, when you're that tough and you tell him just go on and take it on off so I can get back out there, he's one of the coolest guys I know.
Oh,
That
I'm
is-
with you. And our buddy Jeff Fisher played with him at USC and told stories about Ronnie Lott in college being that way. And they're all fascinating. So, yeah, that's a great one, man. That's a cool dude.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim. Dan in Franklin wants to weigh in. Dan, what's up?
All right, fellas. Pogster took mine, which was Walt Frazier, but it's not because he was in the Just for Men commercial, Joe.
Right.
He endorsed Puma, okay? And at the time, no one had ever heard of a Puma shoe. And he had a special shoe, and his alter ego was Clyde. And so he would wear like a full-length mink coat, a pimp hat, and drive up to Madison Square Garden in a white Rolls.
Oh, yes.
And he would he was a wheeler dealer, great point guard, silky smooth. He was awesome. Now, baseball, I can't get behind Pete Rose.
Yeah.
He's the biggest jackass who ever
I know,
played.
but he thought the world
How
of you,
about Derek-
Dan.
How about Derek Jeter? Can we go there? Hall of
Jeter's
Fame
good.
guy, dating all the babes in New York.
Love
winning
gift
World
baskets.
Series. Yeah, I got to go with him. Hockey, there's two guys you're missing. The one is the coolest guy of all time in hockey was Derek Sanderson. Okay, he played for the Bruins in the
Mhm.
70s. They called him Turk. He had long hair, porno mustache, just really physical, great player. And then he went to the WHA and was the first guy to make $1 million a year. Awesome guy. And then Bobby Orr. Come on.
Yeah. Bobby's a good one.
Revolutionized the game. They didn't wear helmets, hair flowing, just smoking down the ice, going around everyone. He was Connor McJesus before Connor McJesus.
Wasn't
So
that
those are mine.
Wasn't that what doesn't Bird wouldn't and Bird talk about how he would look to the rafters at Boston Garden and channel Bobby Orr? Wasn't that something? I think that's Bird talked about that, how he'd always look. They're like, what are you staring at up there? He's like, I'm staring at Bobby Orr. That was his thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think Pete Rose is an interesting and intriguing character. I just don't find him cool. With that bold
But
haircut
okay,
and
how
all
about
that? Come on.
how about the way he played the game though? I mean, he just
that's a different to me that's a different category. Toughest player, most competitive player, no doubt about it, but not the coolest.
Well, I find that cool. I find that being we had somebody text in Dan about Nolan Ryan.
Okay, I can get there.
Nah, you don't like it, do you?
No, I mean, when I think of cool, I think you guys nailed it with Joe Namath. Come on, I mean that's like, that he's in his own category. All the stuff that Broadway Joe did, that is the essence of cool.
All right, what about
I think he's the most important.
Right, one more for you. How cool was Rick Leach?
Awesome, Rick Leach, Michigan Wolverines.
That's right.
Okay.
Guts and glue of the maize and blue.
There you go, buddy.
Awesome.
All right, boys.
Thanks,
I
Dan.
had to weigh in on this one.
Always.
See you, fellas.
All right.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See you,
See ya.
Dan.
It's our buddy Dan.
Yeah. Rick Leach was a Michigan quarterback in the late 70s, one that played pro baseball, but he was a cool dude. But I think Pete Rose was cool. I mean, he is a jackass, and that's part of being, I guess, the cool love is being not liked in so many places. Dale Earnhardt was not liked.
No.
So
You either loved him or you hated him.
That's right. Same
And
way.
like there were a lot of people that became NASCAR fans because of a guy like Jeff Gordon, because he was the clean cut, different guy, where you had the blue collar fans of NASCAR for a long time were like, oh, what's this pretty boy doing coming in here trying to
they love it.
race with our
Good
guys?
versus bad.
Oh, it was brilliant for the sport.
Yeah. How we get on this topic, to we're going to kind of go back a little bit, was 58 years ago today, Joe Namath with sitting by the pool in Miami with the famous, I know we're going to win. I guarantee we're going to win. That's how he came up with who's just the coolest dude in sports.
Yeah. It's a great one. I found a list too from 2018 that has some names on it.
Okay.
RT wants to weigh in. RT, what you got?
Hey guys, so in 1976, I asked my parents for a Sports Illustrated subscription. Growing up in Central Alabama near Huntsville, and waited months and finally ran out in February and opened the mailbox like the kid in Christmas Story, and there was Dr. J with a red, white, and blue basketball flying through the air with his fro, flying. And when I looked at that, I stood out by the road about 10 minutes just staring at that, and I thought, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
How?
And then if you've never, I'm sorry?
I was going to say, how do we leave him off the list? So thank you for calling in with this. Keep going.
You gotta watch The Doctor, the documentary The Doctor. He was the coolest man on the planet for about 5-6 years.
Oh,
a great player.
He still has the best dunk of all time.
No question. And the move against the Lakers when he flew under the backboard.
Amen.
That's one of the greatest shots in the history of basketball.
All day.
And I got to put one more. I'm dating myself these two selections, but you got to put King Richard on the list. Anybody that can pull off wearing sunglasses all the time and a cowboy hat, they're cool.
Oh, that's a good one, RT. Thank you, brother.
All right, y'all have a good weekend.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
God, I forgot about Dr. J.
That is a good
man.
one. Several that are on this list that I will read coming up next. Chase and Big Joe on this Friday, 102.5 The Game. Dr. Crane going deep in the archives today. I like it. Chasing Big Joe 1025. Tom Jones? Is that right?
That is him.
Favorite singer of one of our favorite moms in television history, Marge Simpson.
That's right.
Mr. Tom Jones. 615-737-1025. Our topic, our question of the day, the coolest cat in sports of all time. And there really isn't a right or a wrong answer on this. Before I read this list, I want to ask you, does today's sports allow for a Joe Namath type anymore? Because I would say it doesn't.
It's a great question because they're all so calculated and nobody's controversial.
Well, and they're just like athletes are almost too athletic now.
The same goes for NASCAR drivers.
Yeah, 100%.
They're not going to be outlandish and crazy and say things because the marketing aspect pays them more than driving does.
Dale Earnhardt
Would not survive.
does not work today.
No, not at all.
Darrell Waltrip probably doesn't work.
None of
today.
those do. High personality guys don't work today. They just don't do it. That's just the
well,
evolution of
they
things.
should, because that's NASCAR's biggest problem. Because I mean, and look, I like a lot of these guys, but they're all boring.
Yeah,
I mean, they Kyle Busch is the closest one with a personality, and a lot of people don't like him.
I mean, you look at football, you all automatically gravitate towards a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. No, Mahomes a little bit. You know, I think if Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl with the Bills, he gets that cachet. He could be really, really cool. I think he's a cool dude. I think he's had a great story. Nobody wanted him out of college. I mean, out of junior college. Wyoming barely wanted him. So he's the only I can think of right now.
Like somebody said on the text line, you know, what is Diego Pavia? Like Diego Pavia has swagger. And now look at that's also the difference. And maybe I could be wrong. Like if Twitter was around back then, you know, you probably would have had a lot of people that hated Joe Namath.
Sure.
You know, for being like, how dare he guarantee that and be so arrogant, you know? But like Pavia, you either have a group that's like, that dude is the coolest guy that has ever walked the face of this earth, or you have the group that goes, he's a jackass. I can't wait till he fails.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. And I had a problem like, you know, winning a championship puts you in a different level. That's
Sure.
like with Reggie Miller. He never won a championship, but he was just a cool dude who was one of the greatest shooters of all time. Do you have to have like I love Dan Marino.
Yeah.
But the knock has been he never won a Super Bowl. And that's always going to be there for elite players. You have to have won a championship on that level. And he didn't do it, but I still think Marino's the greatest quarterback of all time.
All right. So this is a list from Bleacher Report from June 2018.
Okay.
All right. So I mean, there's, you know, but this is all time. Some honorable mentions that they have: Terrell Owens. He's selfish, annoying, and overdramatic, but you'd be lying if you said T.O. wasn't cool.
Not cool at all.
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Absolutely cool.
Deshaun Jackson.
Nope.
Ozzie Smith, the
Yes.
Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
All right. Number 50, Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah, I mean, he smashed
Chocolate Thunder.
Smashed the backboard down. Yeah.
This one is you either love him or you hate him, but I would agree. Number 49, Manny Ramirez.
Indifferent. Give me the 15-1 because I'm not going to sit through the 40,
Well, there's
30.
a few that I'm just Tony Hawk.
Yeah. In a different way, he's very cool.
46 is Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I mean, LT, man.
But again, separate favorite from cool.
Yeah. They got Randy Moss, Pete Maravich, Dominique Wilkins, Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, Bobby Orr. That's now we're into the 30s. All right. You want 15?
Yeah. So there's a guy that I'm surprised Dan didn't bring up. Mark Fidrich played for the Tigers. The nickname, I forget what the nickname he had. Wasn't the greatest pitcher, but he's a cool dude. Had a funky wind up. Was it the Bird?
Yeah.
Mark Fidrich, the Bird, I think it was. That's cool.
I'm going to give you 20.
Okay.
The top 20.
All right.
Number 20, Dr. J, Julius Erving.
Bingo.
Number 19, Earl Monroe.
Yes. Earl the Pearl.
And number 18, Barry Sanders.
No.
Okay. Number 17, Bob Gibson.
Yes.
Number 16, he's just Ricky being Ricky, Ricky Henderson.
No.
Really?
I don't think he's great. I don't think he's cool.
I think his cockiness kind of made him that way.
There's no wrong or right answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd put Ricky in there.
Okay.
15 from the Soccer World, Pele.
Absolutely. He's right behind you on the poster.
Yeah. 14, Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man.
13, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Number 12, Irvin Magic Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, he is just the best.
11, The Answer, Allen Iverson.
Cool.
Yes.
He needs to be behind Irvin and those guys.
Number 10, Willie Mays.
Yeah. I mean,
big time.
Say hey, kid.
Big time.
Baby.
Number 9, the kid, King Griffey Jr.
Yep.
Number 8, Bo Knows, Bo Jackson.
Hell yeah.
Number 7, Iron, Mike Tyson.
There we go. Yep.
Number 6, Broadway, Joe Namath.
My man should be number 1. That's all right.
Number 5, very off the beaten path, Evel Knievel.
No, not at all. Being cool, being crazy doesn't make you cool in my world.
Some people it does.
Yeah.
Number 4, Walt Clyde Frazier.
There you go, Greg Pogue.
Number 3, I'm wondering if people would have said this name if this was 5 years ago when we were having this conversation. Prime time, Deion Sanders.
It's a great question. That's a great player. Is the cockiness that overrides the coolness?
I don't know.
It's a good one. He's definitely in the conversation.
All right, 2 more. Who do you think they are?
Oh gosh. Athletes or drivers or who?
Athletes.
What sport?
Basketball and a non-major sport.
Basketball, Jordan.
Yep.
Okay. And number 1 non-major sport. Is it Dell? Non-major sport. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Okay. No tennis. Was McEnroe make that list?
I don't know. He may be beyond 20.
Okay.
I mean, Arthur Ashe.
Okay.
Let's see. Montana was 21, in case you were wondering. Jeter, 22. Reggie Jackson, 23. DiMaggio, 24.
Ooh.
Roberto Clemente was 25. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was 26. Ray Lewis was 27. Brady was 28. Mickey Mantle, 29. Bjorn Borg was 30th.
Good. It's a good one.
Charles Barkley, 31st. Michael Irvin, 32nd. Kobe was 33. Dwayne Wade, 34. Mario Andretti, 35. Wilt Chamberlain, 36. Chad Ochocinco, 37. Jim Brown, 38. Manny Pacquiao, 39. No, I don't think he was on that list.
And no hockey players?
Bobby Orr and Gretzky were 41 and 40.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, that was 2018. So
yeah. And that's the thing. And I think as time elapses, I think Brady moves up in that poll. I mean, because at the time, Namath wasn't, I mean, he was kind of exuberant and different and kind of cool, but you're not unsure what was going on. But now time passes and Namath's like, oh, that's a dude, man.
What about, I mean, again, like ability to me kind of factors into this, but like Dikembe Mutombo, he was just fun.
Because of the commercial.
No,
right?
I mean, I enjoy it like when he was playing.
We didn't see that side of him. That's the thing. Like Andy Reid. I had no idea Andy Reid was funny to those commercials. And I'm like, damn, he's funny. Another example, George Bush.
Oh, yeah.
He became really funny after he got out of the first Bush, Papa Bush.
Yeah.
Was fun. I mean, so you see a different side of these people when they get out of the limelight, per se.
I feel like W would allow you to see kind of some of his personality. And like, Dana Carvey did a really good impression of him.
The best.
I mean, Will Ferrell's was funny too, but
they separate. So
yeah,
Ferrell did 43. That's
did
W, right? Yeah. And then 41 was Carvey. He did
both.
He did both, but his main thing was doing 41, which is HW.
But like there was an episode of the first episode of NCIS where they actually had Bush on Air Force One, and I think it was Dana Carvey.
Really?
Playing him. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. The SNL where Dana Carvey did both Bush and Ross Perot is one of the greatest SNL skits of all time.
There's one, you may remember this from 2000, where it was Will Ferrell was W, and who was Al Gore?
Daryl Hammond.
Daryl Hammond was Al Gore, and they basically they had to be roommates until the election was decided.
Right. Great.
And it was so good.
And they both did those dead on, and Daryl Hammond did Al Gore.
He had like
perfectly.
there was like a carton of milk that says Al Gore's, and W goes whatever, and drinks out of it. Like,
it was
the
so
funniest.
good. Yep.
Oh, so good. Coming up next, we'll talk to our buddy Chris Sanders, get his thoughts on the latest with the Titans and the coaching search. That is all ahead. Chasing Big Joe on this Friday, presented by the Omni 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Friday. Hope you're having a great day to this point. Titans coaching search is underway. We say hello to one of our coolest people. That is Chris Sanders. Chris, how would you answer our question of the day? The coolest guy, the coolest cat in sports of all time.
The coolest guy in sports ever?
Yeah, like Joe said Joe Namath. I said Dale Earnhardt.
Oh man, Lynn Swan.
That's a good one. That's a really good
Swan.
one.
I mean, he's a real good cat. I actually met him at the Super Bowl, but my camera broke, so I'm still kind of upset. But yeah, Lynn Swan, absolutely great guy, coolest dude in America.
That is a good one, for sure. Where are you on the coaching search? All the big names that, except for Harbaugh, we don't know about Harbaugh yet. He hasn't, I don't think, taken any interview requests yet. But McCarthy's coming in. They've asked Jason Garrett. They've asked Arthur Smith. They've, I mean, everybody that needs to be interviewed is going to be interviewed.
Yeah. I like Nagy. I mean, I like him, but also I like Arthur Smith. And the reason why I like Arthur Smith is because we know he was a tight ends coach here, so he's familiar with what's going on. So you don't really have to reinvent a lot of things. So I kind of like him, and I like Matt Nagy. I like him because he's with Kansas City and all those things. But you just want to get a guy in here that's a good fit, because you can have a great coach. He can be great with X and O's, but it might not be a good fit. So I think for the coaching search, it's just got to be a good fit for your quarterback, a good fit for your organization, and that's going to work with everybody to make this organization better. So that's kind of how I would look at it if I was picking a coach.
Do you think that so for me, I think they need to get somebody with head coaching experience. That would be my choice. I would also, if you get an offensive-minded coach to come in, I would sign up for bringing Matt Nagy said he wouldn't call plays. So
half a mile, keep right.
You
on I-24 West.
Where are you going, Chris?
My wife.
Don't blame it on her.
It's my wife. We're going out of town. No, but say that again. What'd you ask?
I don't even know. I was asking, would it benefit the new head coach to bring in former head coaches as the coordinators?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we got to understand. When you're bringing a defensive mind guy or offensive minded coach, it's not that he's going to be the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator. He just might have a defensive mind. You just want to bring a guy in here that can build a team. I mean, the guys can rally around you. And I think sometimes we kind of get it mixed up a little bit, that if he's a defensive mind coach and he's going to call defensive mind plays, and we have a perfect example. Jeff Fisher is a great defensive mind guy, but he didn't call the defense. You just want to get guys in here that have the same vision, the same goals, the same heart, the same identity if you're a defensive coordinator. So I just think that you handle it that way, and I think you can make an organization better.
Fantastic. All right, Chris, we got a song for you. Hit it, Dr. Crane.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's my jam. That's old school, man.
I figure on a dreary day we need a little sunshine, right?
Yeah, with sunshine. That's the jam, man. That's Rob Bass and whatchamacallit. Yeah, that's a great song, man.
I can see a 23-year-old Chris Sanders.
Oh my God,
cruising through Columbus, Ohio, with this on the radio.
In a Bonneville.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hey, I should do the MC Hammer to that song. Come on, man.
Rob Basin, who's the other guy? I can't.
Rob Basin,
DJ Easy Rock.
DJ Easy Rock, the dude that didn't say number dance.
That's right. Kind of like you. Well done. All right. So listen, you never had a head coaching change when you were with the organization, because you had Mr. Mustache the entire time. But you had a position coach change, a new coordinator come in.
Right.
What was that like? I mean, before you met them, like, all right, we got new Mike Heimenegger's coming down. You're like, I don't know this dude. What's going to happen? What was going through your mind then?
I mean, it wasn't too much. I sat down and I really talked to Heimenegger when he came in, because I wanted to pick his brain on what he wants from me. Because you can get different coaches and you can get different guys, and they'll teach you different techniques. But I went to him. I said, okay, what do you demand from me? How do you want me to run my routes? How do you want me to have a role on this team? And when I talk to him, then I can get an aspect of what he wants. So, that's all you do. I mean, you may have different different coordinators or different coaches coming in and teach you different techniques. But at the end of the day, you want what that coach wants you to do. So if you just meet with them, build a relationship with them, then you can make it work. But if a guy doesn't want to do that and say my way or no way, then it's not going to work. So that's how you kind of handle the situation.
Well, what to say when you change like a position coach? Same thing. I mean, was it like
it's same thing? Just like when when I got Les Steckel, I sat down and we met for about an hour and a half, and we just talked. Number one, we talked about life, and then we talked about football. And then he said this. He said, Chris, this is what I expect of you. This is what I need you to do. This is what the organization thinks about you, but this is what I demand from you. And when he said that, I'm going to run through a wall and learn from a new coach and learn his technique to get better and take it to a whole different level.
I'm sure you play with guys who never conform that way. Like, I'm going to do it my way, and they're going to have to.
Yeah.
And they're like,
my
see ya.
gosh. It's the worst. I mean, and when you talk about being coachable, because this is my opinion, we have a generation of guys that don't want to be coached. Because if you don't want to be coached, you're not going to want to win. Because why wouldn't I take everything that I know and learn from a coach who's been there? Les Steckel coached some great receivers. Westbrook from Colorado. I mean, a lot of guys and taught a lot of guys how to be great wide receivers. So why would I not want to listen to a guy who's been there and done that, and he can take my game to a whole level? I don't understand it.
I agree. Also, I thought about you when they asked Mario Cristobal last night, the Miami coach, on how they've put together this 3-game run in the playoffs, and he said everybody is bought in. And I'm like, that's Chris Sanders talk right there, baby.
It's trusting. Did you hear the rant that Kirk Herbstreit did when the game was over? Did y'all hear that?
I did not.
When I say it was incredible, this is what he said. He said, you can go get a whole bunch of guys, a whole bunch of 5-stars, and have a whole bunch of individuals. But you see Indiana and you see Miami where guys actually loved each other and didn't just buy in, but they trusted in. You're going to get there if you do it that way. So that's what if you're ever coaching team, that's what you want to do. You don't want to get guys that just buy in when it's good. You want guys that trust the process, trust the organization, trust the coaches, and that's what you saw on display in both teams yesterday.
Yeah, Brockemeyer, I forget his first name, the offensive lineman from Miami, they asked after the game, hey, what does this feel like? He's like, I get one more rodeo with my boys.
Oh, my God. See, that's it, man.
Yes.
That's it because, when I played for the Tennessee Titans, and every time me and Derek talk, we don't talk about, well, Ray Lewis hit me or Greg Lloyd hit me. We talk about the things we did in the locker room, playing golf in the locker room and have a thing called Sick Saturday where we get Krispy Kreme donuts and get sick until we get sick. I mean, things like that. That's what we missed. And you could just see, I think the guy, number 10, the wide receiver, when they were interviewing him, he was in tears. He said, the reason why I'm so excited, not that I made touchdowns, is because I do it with my brothers. But then you get into a situation in the NFL where guys say that, but they're not intentionally doing it. And you saw what Miami did. They intentionally love each other.
Yeah, you guys would switch the nameplates before Bud Adams walked in, too. That's what you're doing in the locker room.
When I tell you that was the best.
Look, when you first told that story, I remember just going, that is brilliant. That is the most amazing thing.
Funny. But you know who did it was Bruce Matthews. Matthews was a Hall of Famer. But then I'm like, the first time I saw it, I was like, what is he doing? He's like, Chris, watch this. So Bud Adams.
But here's the thing, Chris. He's the only one that could have gotten away with it. Like nobody else would have been able to get away with that. Yeah.
And he'll walk in and be like, say if Drew Bennett was under Derek Mason's locker, he'll be like, hey, how you doing, Derek Mason? And it's Drew Bennett.
That's great.
That is so good.
Oh my God.
By the time we talk next week, you think they got a coach?
I think they need to make it quick. I hope they do, because you don't want to prolong this thing, because I know the season is about to be over in a couple of weeks, but you want to have that coach in place so you can start building and getting the coaches you want and getting people excited and getting ready for the draft, because you don't want this thing to linger to the draft and linger to you just don't want to get your coach so he can start building an identity and bring a culture of guys of winners. And I think you want to do it quickly.
Chris, appreciate it as always, my friend. Have a good weekend, and I hope you get where you're going safely.
All right. Y'all take care. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Chris Sanders joining us on the program. Coming up next, Joe, there was a report about some non-negotiables for the next team that wants John Harbaugh, and if this is true, the Titans have no chance in hell.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll tell you what they are. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. The OJs bringing us back. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Friday. So I don't know. This seems like this isn't true, but I've seen it a few different places. And this is coming from this is supposedly from John Harbaugh's agent in relations to the Cleveland Browns job and what may happen there. This is from the Big Lead. Brian Harlan revealed that per his agent that John Harbaugh would have these non-negotiables for his next job. And Tony Grossi is the reporter on this and put this out there. $20 million per year. So that takes him out of here right now. She ain't paying
Right.
it.
Oh.
$10 million for the staff, for the budget there. Total authority over the roster. And he would like to select his own general manager.
Okay.
So if that is all true, don't even he will not be here. I can tell you that right now. Because one, they got a GM who I think is a good one. Two, they're not going to give the coach full authority over the roster with that already in place. And three, she ain't paying that kind of money.
No.
Supposedly they were paying Callahan $3 million.
It's probably 2.5 too much.
Yeah, probably. I mean, turns out that was viewed as cheap, and now it's like, you might have been onto something.
Isn't he paid till 28?
I guess.
That I saw. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the other thing. Like, she is still paying a coach and 2 general managers.
Yep.
So if you think the market is higher now. I mean, like if you want to get a McCarthy or, one of these guys with experience, especially McCarthy, like he has a ring, it's going to cost you some money. Like that ring, it adds money to the pot.
So you can get Nagy for $3 million, not paying. You save $17 million. Right there.
I think Nagy. I think you're looking at. So supposedly, I think Vrabel was in the 5 to 7 range. I think he's probably in that.
See, I think Vrabel was 2.5
when he first got hired.
Yeah,
but by the time he left.
So if you want the job, here's the salary. If you don't want it, we're going to move on. I don't think Nagy has got to the point. It's N-A-G-G-E-E-Y.
Thank you.
Schwa apostrophe S.
Thank you.
The S is silent.
Thank you.
So it's Nagy on that part of it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Did you get that, Dr. Crane?
Please mark that.
Please mark
there
that.
was a tilde over a letter.
Yeah,
is that what I
tilde.
heard?
Something like that. Yeah. And don't
But
forget
you
the
dated
schwa.
a tilde.
I did. And a Matilda.
So
So don't forget both of those. No, I don't think you've earned. I think you've got to earn it. I think here's what we're going to pay you. If you like it, that's great. But here's what you get to work with. You get Cam, get a new stadium, a general manager who knows what he's doing, all this great things, and new opportunity. Now you could call, bring your own staff in. I'm good with that, but no. And now is it Mike McCarthy's added to the fray, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, basically everybody that needs to be interviewed except for Harbaugh. Salah's in it. I think everybody that needs to be on it is on it.
I think that Baltimore defense is pretty good. I think that's Salah's calling. I think that's where he ends up.
So you got Stefanski, Salah, Jeff Hafley, Chris Shula, Jesse Minter, Vance Joseph, Mike McCarthy, Matt Nagy, Arthur Smith, Mike McDaniel. Well, I don't know about McDaniel, but Raheem Morris, Cliff Kingsbury.
As you said earlier, the usual suspects.
Yeah. Yeah. Like A to Z Sports has an article that has 22 names in 8 categories, which I think are interesting. Number 1 is cartwheels, which is John Harbaugh, which basically like, okay, yeah, you would take that, but it's not likely. Tier 2, exciting retreads, Stefanski and Robert Saleh, which I would say that's true. High caliber, fresh faces, Hafley, Shula, Minter. Less exciting retreads, Vance Joseph, McCarthy, Nagy, Smith. Okay. Head coach, maybe. Coordinator, absolutely. Mike McDaniel, Raheem Morris, Cliff Kingsbury, which I would agree with that.
Yep.
Tier 6, willing to hear them out. Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, Clint Kubiak, Mike Kafka, Matt Burke, Broncos passing game coordinator and quarterback coach Davis Webb. And then really the best they could do, who these would be rejected, Lou Anarumo and Jason Garrett.
Yeah, I just a bunch of, and look, I told you before, it's going to be that when they announce Nagy as the coach and Borgonzi's going to say, everybody wanted this job. Everybody, it's a great job. It's a PR thing, man. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. He's going to say that when they hire Nagy in the next 5 days.
Let me throw a what if at you. If you're Matt Nagy, do you roll the dice on one of the 7 jobs that are open, whichever one that may be?
Okay.
Or do you stand pat for a year or two and let Andy retire, and then you're probably the head coach in waiting?
Great question. And you got a built-in Mahomes.
You got your quarterback.
Yeah.
Unless they just completely blow it up, and which I don't think they would.
So if Nagy's out, I think it's Stefanski's job.
I would agree.
And then
well, I think Saleh has a pretty good chance, but this Saleh also is going to have more of a choice.
Yeah, I think Baltimore is solid. I think that's a defense already there.
That fits
you can
in.
win there.
The Giants is a number one, and he knows that market. Now, he may not want to deal with New York again, but
he could shove it to him.
That ownership group compared to the one he came from is night and day.
Well, and there's been a precedent of hiring Parcells, Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these guys have done
and
both.
Look, I think my just thought, wherever Saleh lands, McDaniel's his OC. I just have a feeling.
Why did he leave New England?
No, Mike McDaniel.
Oh,
not
sorry.
See, all right.
That's
thank
the
you.
problem.
You've set me up for something.
Yep.
Thank you. Little PSA for you out there. There is McDaniels. He's the OC in New England.
Right.
There is McDaniel. He is the former head coach of the Dolphins.
And there's also McDougal.
And McDonald.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got the Big Mac. We got the Big Mick.
Right. Mick Barris?
Yeah, right. So that's right. You're right. No, you're right. But that's the problem is you read off all these names. I checked out halfway through because none of them are in the play. None of them are in the play for this. It's like the NCAA tournament, right? There's 68 teams. You only care about 8 of them. When you get down to team 30, they ain't winning. Team 40 sure is.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. So there's the coaches they want to get out there. And there's 8 jobs now, and then you got to fight for them. You got to. I mean, the Raiders going to go after Nagy. They're going to go after Harbaugh. They're going to go after Stefanski. You got to tell these guys why you want to come here.
Yeah.
And you better do it now.
And I think this is a good year that you could get a head coach coordinator combo.
Yeah,
because you got guys that have worked together or would be really good fits together. Like if Raheem Morris ends up being the defensive coordinator here, I'm good with it. Like,
but who's head coach?
I mean,
right?
Then you go off but you're going offense.
Yeah.
So that's a Nagy. That's a Stefanski. That somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now if you go Saleh, then you're looking at a Dayball or Mike McDaniel or whatever as the OC. But to me, you call them retreads, and that's fine. That's what they are. But
we're all
retreads. But there's experience there too,
right?
And I mean, I just I like some of those names more than a McCarthy.
I mean, we're all dog faces here. We're all mutts.
Sure.
I mean, we're 10-1. Listen, it is Chris Schuler's not getting this job.
No, but you still talk.
He's not getting this job. I mean, they're not getting this job. You're not hiring.
You still talk to him. You still talk to him,
but you're not. Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Halfley could get this job.
Not a chance in hell.
I'm not going to go that.
Not
far.
a chance in hell.
I'm saying
I'm telling you, there are 2 candidates.
It's a 20% chance, but I'm going to say he's.
It's like we do at the start of the season. Give me 4 teams make the Super Bowl, and you get the rest of the field. Give me the 4 teams.
Yeah.
Right. So it's Nagy, Saleh, Art Smith, the prime guys. Chris Schuler ain't coming here.
I think it's going to be Matt Nagy too.
Yeah.
But Mike Borgonzi does not need to have that mentality. Mike Borgonzi needs to go into this going, I don't know any of you guys. You're going to tell me why you need to be my head coach.
When he does a press conference, when he announces Matt Nagy as a head coach, and when he says, we had a lot of interest in this job, I'm going to come into your office with a bucket of eggs and just throw them at you because I'll be correct.
I'm the one that's been saying from the beginning that it was going to be Matt Nagy. So no, I'll throw him right back at you.
No, Borgonzi's going to go out and say, everybody wanted this job. Everybody wanted this job. When in reality, yeah, it's a head coaching job. They probably did, but you're only focused on 3 or 4 guys. If you've got down the Chris Shula or Halfley,
you still talk to him because
fine,
you're
that's fine.
doing recon for
But you're not
coordinator.
serious interest.
No, and that's fine. Joel wants to weigh in. Joel in Columbia, what's up?
Well, I got two scenarios, if I may. I would love to see Sala and McDaniel come in as the coach and offensive coordinator. If that happens, then I want to keep Bones and Denard Wilson. If I can't get that, I would love to see Arthur Smith come in with Raheem Morris as the defensive coordinator and keep Bones as the special teams. I just want to see what y'all would think about either one of those situations.
Okay, thanks for the call, Joel. I mean, I'm good. What was the second one he said?
Something about Bones.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good with, if Art and Raheem I'm good with those scenarios.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if they hire Arthur Smith, I'm fine with that.
I'm absolutely fine with this.
I mean, look, I think that everybody needs to understand that you have a team that really hasn't done things right the last few years.
Yeah.
So if they go a little bit more of a safe route, which is what Arthur Smith would be, then you have to trust Borgonzi to give him a roster that he can win with.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to have to understand that you're not – I mean, and same with Nagy. I mean, you're not getting a head coach that is necessarily going to be like Andy Reid and make your roster better.
I'm with you, man. And I'm a big Art Smith guy. I am, but it's got to be the right fit for him and right everything else and how well you get along with Borgonzi. That's why I go back to Nagy. Those guys have a relationship. And that article last week summed all that up, how close they are. So that's what I see.
Al says, I'll donate $100 to a charity of your choice if you two actually have an egg fight.
I'd love, yeah.
Well, I got one in mind. We could do that.
Yep. Thank you.
We could definitely make that happen.
Yes.
Coming up next, Predators won an exciting one last night in their return to Bridgestone Arena. They're back in action tomorrow night against the Blackhawks. I'll talk to defenseman Nick Hague coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
fit, and kind of stuck to our details, and and we were rewarded for it.
When you look at this stretch of games that you guys have been on, does this feel like the team that you all thought you had when you got together for training camp?
Yeah, I think so, right? Like I think there's no secret. We kind of tough start to the year, and nobody was happy with that. It was, but we didn't feel like it was like we were right there in games, and we just weren't getting the results. And we've been a resilient group all year, and I think now we kind of just stuck with the process, and now we're starting to get rewarded for that, and the work that we put into it. And so it's never going to be perfect, but I think we're really finding our stride as a group, and starting to feel really good about our game. And when you get the results as well, it's just good for everybody. It makes us feel a lot better, and kind of a little bit of a reward for the process that we put into this every day. And it's been fun, and the guys are kind of clicking right now.
Nick Hague is with us. From a defenseman's point of view, when you see the goaltending performance that you've gotten, Juice has 30 saves last night. Justus Ananen, when he's gotten his number called, has been playing well as of late. I mean, how much easier does that make your job to be able to support some great goaltending play?
Yeah, they've both been unreal. Kind of, especially Juice, right? Like he's been our backbone there all year when things weren't going well, and he was holding us in games. And I told him last night he's my new favorite player. He's just been he's been locked in all year, and it's been fun to watch. And they've both been really good. It's definitely kind of creates like a calming presence, for the group when you got a guy back there who's gonna shut the door.
What is it like when you guys will roll 7D, like has happened a couple of times lately? Barron, the coaches are saying now that he's back from injury, wanted to get him some opportunities to play, so he's ready for the stretch run. So how does that change the strategy when it's 7D?
I don't know if it does. It's just, yeah, I don't know if it changes strategy. I think it's just, obviously it was good to get JB back in the lineup, and I mean, the coaches kind of roll us all out as they see fit, and but our messaging or our game plan, if you will, is it's never going to change. We want to try to play the same way no matter who's in the lineup, and I think that's a sign of a good team is we have that depth, right, and everybody can step in and get the job done.
So for you, I have to bring this up. There was a few games ago, kind of a role reversal. You hit the big shot to score, and Stammer blocks one. I have to imagine that was a fun discussion after the game.
Yeah. I mean, that was great from Stammer, right? He's he's been really leading the way, and on both sides of the puck, as was evident there. So. He does it all. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. He's scores, and we can always count on him to defend, and he's been leading us for sure.
I said to Hal Gill in the game after in our pregame interview, I said, as a defenseman, when you see like your goal scoring forward do that, does the D-Corps have the beers at the next outing? Because I feel like you owe him one. I think it's just a sign of kind of, shows a little glimpse of what it's like inside our locker room, right? And, no matter who you are or kind of what your maybe role is on the team, everyone's, willing to step up in a big moment like that and, kind of lay it all on the line. And I think it just kind of shows kind of our mindset and just, everyone's willing to do whatever it takes to push that win to the final buzzer. And I don't think there's been a better example of that than what happened the other night in Calgary. Nick Hague is with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. There's always a lot of discussion about culture within a team and within a locker room, and you're a prime example of a guy that had been on a Stanley Cup winning team in Vegas. Marcia So was a part of that. Stamkos in Tampa. So there are a lot of different, ideas and of culture that have been brought into this room. Plus, you got the young guys that are kind of learning that. So how has that all meshed together, especially over the course of the last month and a half, to kind of form what you guys have in that room?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most important things is, having a good culture. It's like, what's that mean, right? I'm sure everyone has a different opinion of it, but, from, my experience here, I've, been here we've played 40 games now or whatever it is. And, this is as tight of a group as I've ever seen. And that, I think that's just kind of testament to, the older guys that have been here, from the start. And, when things, even when things weren't going well, right? Like we kind of had that belief in our room, and, we believe that we, could be a lot better. And I think it's starting to show it now. And, that starts with our leaders and, and the guys that have, kind of been around the block and buy-in from everybody. And it's, I think it's a lot of it's, kind of what happens out on the ice, but I think, a big part of that too is, in the room and just, how we treat each other and, our commitment to, to work, off the ice and, and put in all that, all the time and effort to, make sure that when we do get out there, we can, be at our best. And, I give a lot of credit to the older guys on this team. They lead the way with that, by, lead by example. And, you see a guy like, Factor, Stammer, Yost, Phil, all these guys that are, kind of, leading the charge, with all the work that we're putting in. And everyone just kind of gets dragged into the fight with them. And, that's never going to be a concern with our group. Everyone's, bought in and we have a lot of fun, showing up to work every day and putting in the work. And it's been nice now, like I said, we start to, get the results and, it's a rewarding feeling and, and we know we're, just getting started. It's, the job's far from over.
How do you look at, and the whole league is dealing with this, with the schedule, the Olympic break coming up. You guys, went to Sweden and had a little bit of a condensed schedule before that. So how do you personally go about preparing for that, knowing that, you're playing you got a back-to-back this weekend and you're playing pretty much every 48 hours?
Yeah, it can be hard at times. I'm not going to lie. It's, with travel and, and everything, but, you just do it, right? Like, you don't have a choice. And these, all these points are so important. Whether it's game 1 or game 82, 2 points, they all count the same. So, you got to keep your mind in it, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And we do that to the best we can. It's, it's sometimes not the easiest thing, right? With travel and like you said, our schedule's been so condensed, but, I'd say that the whole league is feeling like that this year. So, whoever can manage it the best is, going to be better off for it. And that's kind of our mindset.
Well, you guys have been doing a great job with it. Nick, appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend with the back-to-backs, and we'll see you tomorrow night against the Blackhawks in Smashville.
Thank you. Have a good one.
That's Predators defenseman Nick Hague. They're back at it tomorrow night at Bridgestone Arena. 7:00 puck drop against the Blackhawks. We'll have more coming here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Friday. Appreciate Nick Hague for joining us. Babe Laufenberg, color analyst for the Dallas Cowboys, will join us here in a few minutes. Also played quarterback in Indiana. So a lot to get into with him. Looking forward to that. And Michelle Kennedy in the 2 o'clock hour. Predators win last night in the shootout. And I wanted to make a point to ask him, and he gave a good answer, about you go on a long road trip. You're gone for over 2 weeks and 7 games total away from Bridgestone Arena. How difficult is that first home game back? Because not only are you having to focus on playing at home, but you're back and you got home stuff to deal with. And I mean, and everybody goes through it, but I can only imagine how difficult that is. And they're able to overcome that and win in a shootout last night.
Nice. Huge win. Islanders are pretty good. Not a bad team.
They are. They just beat the Devils 9-0.
Yeah, right. So it's a good win for them. But look, you just said it. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you.
No,
No
it's
team.
a part of the. It's a part of it.
You got to go in and get it done and win games. But winning that first game back after a long road trip is really important, because that's like, all right, we feel good. We know what it feels like doing that. And look, man, slowly but surely. And the crowd last night was fantastic. There were a lot of Islander fans in the building last night. That's all right, though.
Yeah.
Right?
So
it's all right.
Nashville is they are 2 points out of a playoff spot right now. They have 44 points, 1 point behind Utah and Anaheim. And then San Jose, Los Angeles are the two wildcards teams. LA in the second spot with 46 points.
Yeah, you're not cracking the 3 in your division.
No, I mean,
they're way ahead.
Minnesota's got 60. Dallas has 60. Colorado has 71. I was worried about Colorado because they're on a 2-game losing streak, but they broke that last night.
Good.
So
getting things done. So it was.
They really needed to get stuff together, man.
Sunday, the Capitals. Who's tomorrow night?
The Blackhawks,
Oh,
which
nice.
the Blackhawks are right behind you with 43 points. So that is, for the first time in a long time, a Predators Blackhawks game actually means something.
Good.
Which I think is cool.
In a long time. It's hard to believe the Blackhawks have not been in the playoffs
Since
9
2017.
years.
But they got something cooking there with their young players. Pred's got something cooking here. So, I mean, I would expect that those fans that have had those jerseys in the closet for the last 9 years,
Right.
Will probably bring them out and be excited.
Good.
About the
They
game
should.
tomorrow. So
It should be a nice crowd tomorrow night, too. Back to back.
I think so.
Fun
Yeah, no,
weekend,
I
man.
mean, look, I'm going. I haven't gotten to see them live in a while. So you were there last night representing the show.
That's
so
right.
It was good.
Talking to people, walking the concourse, telling people
Did you
how
hand some books out?
important. I didn't know books. Not about
Okay.
me. It's about the show. It's about the station. Plenty of me time
It's
later.
not
on.
about me.
to do that. Adam Schefter reporting that Brian Callahan has interviewed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers job. And one person who really wants Brian Callahan to get that job is
Amy Adams Strong.
right. How much we saving now?
Call the team that hires him as OC. Be like, why don't you pay him about $3.1 million?
Yeah,
That'd be
do
great.
that. Well, Amy, if he goes, you can get that ivory back scratcher you've been wanting. Damn you, ivory back scratcher.
Nice Mr. Burns reference there.
It's all there, man. No, wish him well, man. Good. Go down there and get the job.
You know what the biggest problem I had with him was? He'd wear a Titans jacket and an Oilers hat. And that used to just piss me off.
Yeah, yeah. And then he would wear that Rand Carthon inspired tee,
Yeah,
which is not official
I know.
team, whatever. It was just an odd
I
time.
don't know how the league allowed that.
By the way, 2 years ago today, Mike Vrabel was fired as head coach of the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, wow.
2 years ago today, he was let go of the Titans.
Jeez. All right.
Probably not.
Well, that's where we are
The
now.
time just flies by. It's crazy.
And now he's getting ready to lead his team to a playoff game.
I think they lose Sunday night to the Chargers.
Maybe. I say no, but maybe.
I think Harbaugh will have them prepared and ready to go. Herbert's back. I think they lose.
By the way, I'm trying to think how I want to word this. Something that's kind of cool, that baseball is back on NBC.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So you got the NBA and baseball back on NBC. I feel like all's right in the world.
When are they going to air games?
Sunday nights. They're going to do some Sunday night baseball.
I'm sure it'll be all Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, like it always is. Those
No, you got the Braves and Phillies in there. You got some of these are exclusive to Peacock, but they'll also be simulcast on NBC Sports Network.
Are they giving up the NBC Sunday night? I mean, like all through the spring and summer?
Some.
Okay. That's what it used to be. I mean, the only baseball I got growing up was Monday Night Baseball on ABC. You had Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubek would do the games. And you get Sunday afternoon. You have Mill Allen This Week in Baseball we always watched. And then the rest you would get from Sports Center or from the paper.
Yeah.
Very organic. But it was a lot, now it's you get every game, every channel all the time. And, back then, I'm an old man, I know, but you really the valued of what you get to see those games that happen all the time.
Do you think Titans fans care at all if he gets a job?
Yes. Titans fans, yes, they do.
Why?
Former coach, see what he's doing, how he's going. Now, you got to remember, when you say Titans fans, there's those like the radio listeners, the tiers that we have.
Yeah.
So I think Titans fans are those invested in the football team.
Right.
Not like us on the skirmish of on the outside, like looking in like, this and that.
Well, like I'm a fan of the team. Like
I'm not fully invested, right?
Yeah. I'm not a season ticket holder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, that like I look at it like this. There's two-tone till I die, which means they can do no wrong.
Right.
They're the ones that'll fight you if you give an opinion that's against anything they do. You have the diehards that they're the season ticket holders, they're the A1s from day ones but they're going to give you like, man, I'm really disappointed in how the things are going, but I'm still a fan.
It's fine.
And then you have probably where we are, like the fans of, want to see them do well, but
I think the first you talked about really care about this football team.
Yeah.
So when I brought up earlier, we're like, Schefter, I wonder if he's getting paid. He brought the story up, and I think we're all into it. Former coach, you want to see how they're doing. And I even need to bring up, what's he doing now? I think people are invested, and I think the same goes for Callahan. Look, all Callahan's known is football the last 20-something years, and then all of a sudden on a Sunday, you're not on the sideline. I know he's getting paid a lot of money. I get that. But at the same time, you got in this business because you want to coach football, and now you're out. So maybe we'll get the opportunity down in Tampa to do that.
Do we know because I don't really know how all this works for, with the new PR group that the Titans have, but like, used to, Robbie would mail out like the Titans have completed an interview with Joe Dubin.
Yeah.
So,
by the way.
So I wonder if that's going to happen.
They haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think today is when it started.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I would hope so. Like it's part of that whole thing being very transparent with all that goes on. And
like you don't have to tell me how it went.
Yeah.
You can, but like I just like, okay,
let me ask you this. Is there a difference in the quality of candidate when it's a Zoom interview or face-to-face?
Oh, I think so. I think the ones that go that's where you should care. The ones that go to the face-to-face round, which means you're spending money to bring them here and actually talk with them in the facility, which means Amy's going to be involved. That's when it's real. Like right now, it's real. But the ones that don't make it past the virtual interview, it's just like, all right, we need to check some boxes.
Now, I know Art Smith can't do it. Robert Saleh can't do it. They can't come here. They're
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But in the end, I think it's a big deal if you have a Zoom. Like McCarthy's a Zoom interview.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you start there. They're doing virtual interviews with everyone to start. I think you have to.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Stefanski's coming to town.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's what I was reading earlier.
Yeah, I'm reading through Schefter to see if there's anything, any other news.
I didn't see. I mean,
so John Eric Sullivan looks like he's going to be the new GM of the Dolphins, which wasn't he I think he was a finalist here.
Wouldn't hire him. 3 names, potential to be a serial killer.
Oh, stop it. But I think he was in the running here.
How dare you tell me to stop it?
Oh, I did.
What about John Wayne Gacy? 3 names.
Yeah, okay. Edward Allan Poe. Edward Allan Pogue is somebody
serial killer, right?
Edgar Allan Poe.
It all happens for all those. But like the Jason Garrett, right? And the
that one I don't really
Mike
which
McCarthy.
We're going to ask our next guest about.
Right.
But I don't really get that one.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that I just maybe it's practice. Borgonzi hasn't been through this yet. He's never hired a head coach ever because he came here last year. He was given Callahan, which if you go back, they probably should let Callahan go after last year.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you live and learn, Borgonzi knows what he's doing, knows where he's got the pulse of the team, as he says he does. Now bring your coach in here and go forward.
Coming up next, we're going to talk to Babe Laufenberg. He is the color analyst for the Dallas Cowboys radio network, also a former Indiana quarterback. Will give us some insight on some of these coaching candidates for the Titans that have ties to the Cowboys and tonight's game as well. We'll do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Friday, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, The Game on this Friday. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're excited about our next guest. He is the color analyst for the Dallas Cowboys on the radio side of things, former Indiana quarterback, and was drafted in the 1983 NFL Draft by the Washington Redskins. We say hello now to Babe Laufenberg, who joins us now. Babe, how you doing?
Doing great. It's funny about that 83 draft. I don't get mentioned the way Elway and Kelly and Marino do.
Yeah, well, that was kind of a big deal, that draft.
Well, it's funny. Gary Kubiak was also in that draft. I think he was like a 9th rounder by Denver. And I always used to kid him when I'd see him. I'd say, hey, why did we never get mentioned, Well, maybe because we weren't Hall of Famers, huh?
Well, we certainly appreciate your time here today. I wanted to start, since you're, obviously involved with the Cowboys. The Titans are conducting their coaching search, and there's 2 former Cowboys coaches that they have asked to talk to. Mike McCarthy, of course, who was there for a while, and then Jason Garrett, who's been doing TV for the last few years. I'll start with Garrett. Why do you think at this point he's ready to get back in the game of being a head coach again, and why would he be a good fit for the Titans?
Well, I guess in answer to your first question, I think he feels like kind of there's unfinished business. They had good teams here, and they ran into Aaron Rodgers a couple times doing crazy things at the end of games, which they're not the first team to have that happen to. But and I think, you get away from it a little bit, and I think that, you want to scratch that itch again, and I think that's where he is. In full disclosure, I've been friends with Jason Garrett for 30 years, so I will tell you I'm probably a little biased, but when you look at his record here with the Cowboys, he took over a team. He was the interim coach for 8 games, and I believe it was 2009, but they were 1-7. Then they went 5-3 the rest of the year with a backup quarterback because Tony Romo had been injured. But actually, when he took over as the OC in 2007, his first year as the OC here, Tony Romo had 10 games under his belt, so he really developed. He doesn't get the credit for Romo, but he really developed Tony Romo. And then, of course, when he was a head coach, they take Dak Prescott with a 4th-round pick in the 2016 draft. And, the interesting thing about Dak was the 3rd-string quarterback that year. And Tony Romo injured his back in the preseason. Kellen Moore, who was the backup, broke his leg. So it wasn't a situation like you guys have with Cam Ward where you draft him and you say, okay, there's our starter. We'll give him all the reps in OTAs. We'll give him all the reps in training camp. Dak Prescott, about 2 weeks before the season, became the starter, and they went 13-3 that year with Dak. And that was in large part, Jason was the play caller at the time as well as the head coach. And they could have gone 14-2, quite honestly. They had the number 1 seed locked up, so they played Philly in the last game of the year and, didn't play any of the starters. But it would have been the only Dallas Cowboys team to win 14 games in a season. And I'm still mad at Jason that he didn't play those guys just to get that thing. But anyway, 9 years here, 1 losing season. And I think he'd be great for Cam Ward. And the whole thing is obviously that you got to figure out a guy who's going to develop Cam Ward. And he's done it with 2 different quarterbacks.
What about McCarthy?
I don't know Mike as well. Obviously, he was here. So it's hard for me to. I mean, obviously he's had some winning teams. Been to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, all that. So he certainly has credentials. As far as working with a quarterback, Jason played the position for 15 years in the NFL, and I don't know. I'd be a big believer in Jason Garrett and the way he goes about things. I know too. He wants to run the ball, and it's funny how you guys have seen it. Running the ball kind of went out of fashion, right? It was all of a sudden, well, we don't need a running back. We don't need this. And then Saquon goes for 2,000 last year, and everybody's looking for a running back. So I do know one of his basic tenets is we got to be able to run the football. And I'm sure he would establish that there.
Talking to Babe Laufenberg, I watched Jason Garrett on TV. I mean, he seems like he's comfortable doing that, but I guess, Babe, once a coach, always a coach?
I think so. You see how many times do you see the John Grudens, and very few of them have stayed out. And if you're old enough to remember Dick Vermeil, I mean, he was out of coaching for 15 years?
That's right.
Doing TV. And Joe Gibbs, right? He was probably gone for, I don't know, I'm trying to remember exactly, but 8-10 years, and went back to Washington. So, yeah, I think when you're a coach, I think when you decide you want to be a coach, that's kind of in your blood, and I don't think it ever leaves you. And that's why you see, again, Mike McCarthy, 63, 64,
right,
wanting to get back in, all these, Bill Belichick going to North Carolina,
yeah,
74, Tom Moore, I know he just retired, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Tampa Bay. What is he? 87?
Something like that. Yeah. Right.
I mean, so it gets in your blood, and it's hard to get it out, I guess.
Absolutely. Chase and I, we're here in Nashville. You're outside the Nashville bubble. When you think about the Tennessee Titans right now, what do you think about, babe?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I didn't see a ton of them this year. It's funny. I was just talking to somebody earlier today. When you're doing the games, when you're doing the Cowboy games, I'm there at the stadium 3 hours before the game. I leave about an hour and a half after it's over. So any of the Sunday games, unless I go back and look at them, I don't see them. And Tennessee obviously was not a national team. We didn't see them on Sunday Night Football a bunch, Monday night, all that. I do know I liked Cam Ward coming out. Any young quarterback, almost any young quarterback, is going to go through growing pains, and certainly he went through that there. But I've always, I'm biased again. I like Nashville. I like the city.
Right.
Who doesn't? But and many times too, the Cowboys will be playing a team that I look at the last 3 or 4 games of the other team, and it just seemed like the Cowboys never lined up that they played a team that had Tennessee. So I saw a couple games, but I'd be lying if I said I could give you a real great evaluation of that team.
Oh, that's good. I mean, people are like, well, nobody wants to come to Tennessee. And I'm thinking, look, there's only 32 of these jobs in the world. Yep. People want to coach in the National Football League, right?
Well, and I know Dave Borgonzi is Mike Borgonzi's brother, who, of course, is your GM, as you know. And he's a linebackers coach here for the Cowboys. And I've known Dave for a long time. And I think Mike Borgonzi is going to put that team, on a good path. And it takes time. I know everybody wants things to turn around immediately, but it takes time to build these things. And, it's funny. It happens quickly and it can disappear quickly, as you guys have seen there, even in Tennessee. But you look at Detroit and Washington last year. Washington's in the NFC Championship game. This year they go 5-12. So I was talking to a Bears fan today who was all doom and gloom. Oh, Packers are I said, look, enjoy it. He said, no, next year's going to be our year. I said, you know what? That's what Washington said last year. That's what Detroit said last year. They're not in the playoffs.
Babe Laufenberg is with us. Now, you played quarterback for Lee Corso at Indiana, so I have a feeling you got some plans tonight. You got to be excited about this.
Oh, yeah. I went to the Rose Bowl, but as you can tell, and I apologize, I got a nasty head cold working and just a lot of travel with Cowboys and everything else. And I just said, I'm going to sit on the couch and enjoy this, but yeah, it's fun. And what's funny, guys, is people say, I was bragging a little bit the other day. I'm not one of those obnoxious fans, just so you know, but I was bragging a little bit. They say, hey, act like you've been there. And I say, hey, we've never been here. I said, if we'd been there, but it's Mendoza. What a great story he is, as you guys know. Kurt Cignetti. I look at Cignetti too, and I think about this, guys. How did this guy elude everybody in these coaching hires for 30 years, right? I mean, he was 61 when he gets hired at Indiana. And we know, obviously, you see what he's done there. So I want to go back and look at a Harvard case study and say, okay, what did this guy have? What did this guy have that we missed as they hire all these other coaches that turned out to be failures? I mean, I'd love to bottle that up. But and let me just say that it is, and I've watched a bunch of Indiana. I have watched them. It is the most well-coached team, I think, at any level of football. They just do not make mistakes. They do not beat themselves. I go to the Rose Bowl. They had 0 turnovers. They had 1 penalty. You're going to win a lot of games like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We had Tom Luganbill yesterday. He talked about that defense has only had 11 penalties all year long. 11 penalties.
Yeah, they just. You will not see, as I say that, watch. They're going to get 3 personal fouls, late hits, and hitting guys in the bench. But they do not. I mean, they are the most. Again, they are the most well-coached team that you will see. They just do not make mistakes. The tackling is outstanding. Very quickly, I did a little research. I had actually somebody else do the research. But when they played Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, Indiana had 8 zero-star players as starters.
Wow.
Eight guys with 0 stars coming out of high school. Ohio State had nothing less than a 3-star. And we saw what happened in the game. And that's coaching.
It's absolutely coaching. You spoke a moment ago about Dick Vermeil. When Dick Vermeil came back to the NFL, he came back because a former Indiana quarterback was going to be his quarterback with the Rams, right?
Yeah.
Trent Green.
Yeah, Trent Green
was his guy. So you and Trent Green and everybody else involved in this program, it's still, babe, I look at Indiana thinking, it's a basketball school, and I'm trying to convince myself how good they are. And I think when they win the national championship, I'll probably be able to say, that's a damn good football team.
Well, I think people, as you guys know, they're starting to come around to the fact that it's not a fluke, that these guys are it's a good team. They're well coached. They have talent, all the above. And it's funny, somebody had said when Indiana played Alabama in the Rose Bowl, they said if you stripped the uniforms off Indiana and you just put Ohio State on all those players, they would have been 20-point favorites.
Right.
And they go out and they beat them by 35, right? It was funny. I'm leaving the game. Okay, you'll appreciate this. I'm leaving the game, and it's 38. We just beat Alabama 38-3. And I'm walking out, and there's an Alabama fan there, and they're obviously, upset. They said, if we had Saban, I said, if you had Saban, you would have lost 38-6. Let's not pretend that Saban was worth 35 points or something.
Oh, that's a good point. Look, babe, you're good friends with Troy Aikman. And I think the Dolphins bringing in Troy as a consultant for their program and the GM was brilliant. And I don't know why more teams don't do the same. Even though he has no allegiance to the Dolphins, he knows football and he knows players. And I think that was just a great thing by the Dolphins to do that.
No, and I agree with you. I don't know why more teams don't get guys like him. I mean, here's a 3-time Super Bowl champ. And trust me, he wasn't a guy, as we know, he wasn't a guy that was on the team. I went to the Super Bowl my rookie year with Washington, okay? I was the third quarterback. I never played it down. I can't take any credit that year for us going to the Super Bowl. He gets a lot of credit for them going and winning.
Yes.
I was teammates with Troy for 2 years, so I know the personality. I know the dedication. You can tell in the work he does on TV. He's prepared. Trust me. I will text him, or I'll get a text from him at 5 a.m. I wake up about 9. And I see, I got a text from Troy at 5, and he says he's watching tape of whatever the game is, right? So I think it's great. And again, to your point, why more teams don't do it. And the other part is, obviously, with his job, he's going around the league. So
yes.
Unlike me, who's covering one team, and I know other coaches around the league and keep up with them a little bit, but not the way he does. He's in those buildings. He's talking to people. I remember the guy you guys fired. He was a big Mike Vrabel fan before Vrabel became a head coach. And he was just saying, this guy is going to be really, really good. And I know you guys had him for a while, but he's doing pretty well in New England this year, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I wish we still had him. That is for sure. But Babe Laufenberg is with us. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but growing up, before the Titans were here, I was a huge Cowboys fan, and I still am. I mean, I still love the Cowboys. And when in doing my research for this interview, I have to ask you about this because Daryl Moose Johnston was one of my favorite players. Did you give him the nickname Moose?
I sure did.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, quick story on that. So we're sitting in the so running backs and tight ends, they go in with the offensive line for kind of half the meetings, if you will. They get the run game and the blocking. Then they come down for the passing game with the quarterbacks and receivers. So I'm sitting next to Troy in our meeting room, and there's a break, and in come the running backs and tight ends. Well, we had a bunch of 5'9" running backs at the time. They're coming through the door, and we're just seeing them kind of walk in. And I just said to Troy, I said, look at Daryl. I said, the guy is a moose among the deer, because here comes Daryl, 6'3", 245 with all these 5'9", 180-pound guys. So I just said, and then it just stuck. It was one of those things. I don't know how you got Big Joe. Big Joe, is there a little Joe out there somewhere?
It's my son, and he's bigger than I am.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Right?
So you know how some names, hey, I'm Babe, for God's sake, right? I was Babe since I was 2 years old. So some nicknames stick, and it wasn't like I said, hey, I'm gonna name him Moose, and he's gonna make a fortune off of that nickname. And it was perfect. I mean, Moose Johnston. what better name for a fullback, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you tell me how's Daryl Johnson doing, I'm like, who? If you say Moose Johnson, I'm like, oh
Moose.
yeah, I know Moose. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Every time, if I leave him a message, or if I call him, or if he calls me, even the first thing is not, hey, how you doing, or what? It's we give a Moose call. Now, and I will tell you this: I grew up in Los Angeles, so I actually don't know what a moose sounds like when you give a moose call, but I give one. I do it to the best of my ability.
I love that.
Nice. Now, Babe, did you play for Jimmy for a little bit?
I did 2 years. Yep. It was funny when I came here in '89, which was Jimmy's first year, Jimmy Johnson, of course, and I get released in training camp of '91, and I go into the office, and at that time it's coach wants to see you bring your playbook type thing. So I go in, and I had a good relationship with Coach Johnson. But anyway, he said, "Hey, babe," he said, "I appreciate all your work. I think you're a good player. You've done a lot for this football team. Really, really appreciate everything about you." But he said, "We're going to just go in a different direction at quarterback." And I said, "Coach," I said, "now, are you sure?" I said, "I'm a good player. I've done everything you've asked. I'm a leader. Sure you want to get rid of me?" And he just laughed. The Jimmy. I'm pretty sure we're going to do this. I told him. I said, "That sounds like the kind of player you want to keep around, Coach." And he just got a chuckle.
Let me ask you this: you were there. Why did he ever bring in Steve Walsh? Was it to fire Troy up a little bit?
There's a lot of revisionist history there, but why would you? Are you guys going to draft a guy in the first round this year to fire up Cam Ward?
I hope not.
No,
right?
No. I mean, and that's why they're very, Jimmy and Troy are like best buddies now and have been for a number of years. But there was a very contentious relationship between those two the first couple of years because, okay, think about it. Here's a guy, you just took Troy number one, right, overall. And then in the supplemental draft that year, Jimmy takes the quarterback that just won a national championship for him. Now, how would that make you feel? Like, oh, yeah, this guy really believes in me.
Yeah, right.
And so it was contentious. I'll never forget, we're ready to play the Rams in Los Angeles. Troy and I were roommates on the road and at the hotels and all that. And he was wanting to be traded. It was about week 10. Oof. And he was beside himself. And he said, "I'm getting out of here." And I said, and I thought to myself, this is the day of the game, right? I mean, we'll wake up, we're talking before we get on the bus. And I'm thinking, this is not a good mindset to go and play an NFL game when you're sitting there ready to say, I may go to him at halftime and say, "Trade my ass." But we come out, I'm the backup. We run a in route, a little simple anyway. It's like 3rd and 10. He throws into, we call it cover 5. There were 5 guys on the receiver. I mean, and this ball's intercepted, and it's the very first third. It's like the 3rd play of the game, and I just thought to myself, okay, I'm going in. This guy, he can't function. Anyway, long and short, we come back. He has a great game by the end of it. We beat the Rams, get on a little bit of a roll, and that kind of turned things around. But it's funny how relationships work, right?
Yes.
Again, he wanted out. And then he ends up winning 3 Super Bowls with Jimmy. And again, they are basically best friends.
That is fantastic. Did you watch the documentary that came out recently?
I did not. There's a lot of revisionist history in that thing, so I didn't even bother. I was there. I lived it. I know it. I'm friends with these guys. I know what happened. So
yeah,
I've never watched a soap opera, and so I wasn't going to start with this one. But I do know. I do know people loved it, and that's great.
Yeah.
But I'd say when you're sort of on the inside and you're like, well, that didn't happen. Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah,
right.
That didn't happen.
Right. Yeah. So, no, I get it. I totally get it.
But it makes good, obviously, TV, good viewing.
Yeah, for sure. Babe, thanks so much for doing this today. I know our mutual friend Greg Pogue set it up, and we appreciate that. But really good stuff, and we'd love to do it again down the road.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, and have a great weekend. Enjoy the Indiana win tonight and the weekend of NFL football.
Absolutely. We will. Yes. Thank you, babe. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Babe Laufenberg joining us, the color analyst for the Dallas Cowboys and former Indiana quarterback. That was fun.
Yeah, we could do 3 hours with him.
I know.
That was great. I love the stories.
Thank you, Bogey.
The little stories, the sidebar stories that happened, which developed where they are, but really cool. That was nice.
We will come back with more Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni 102.5 The Game.
All right, guys, Big Joe here again. Listen, we talk all the time about anxiety and depression. 2 words that can just wreck your life if you let them. You know, sadly, most of us lead lives of quiet desperation, but it does not have to be that way. That's why we're so honored that we've partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, who's based right here in Middle Tennessee, to get you back on track and living the life you deserve. You know, I tell you all the time, reaching out to someone and going to therapy and talking to someone changed my life. And my goodness, I want the same for you. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chasing Big Joe show. There, you'll see a link for Unity Psychiatric Care and start taking back your life. It's private, it's secure, it's confidential. They have telehealth. No one has to know. I just need you to reach out. Also, you may be the one who notices a loved one isn't doing well. And you could be that person to turn their life around. Again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chasing Big Joe show, and there on the right side is information for Unity Psychiatric Care. We tell you all the time how much we love you guys. Help is just around the corner. Take back your life. And please know, this is so important, you don't have to go through any of this alone. Again, go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chasing Big Joe show, and let the journey to wellness begin.
Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Michelle Kennedy will join us here in a few minutes. Appreciate Babe Laufenberg for joining us. Joe, I'm going to give you the some stats for 2 coaches, and you tell me which one you want.
Okay.
All right. Coach number 1 has a winning percentage of .620, has spent over 15 years as a head coach, 12-10 in the playoffs, 5 division titles, and has won a Super Bowl. Coach number 2 has a winning percentage of .619, over 15 years as a coach, 11-11 in the playoffs, 7 division titles, and has won a Super Bowl.
So one is Harbaugh, one's McCarthy, right?
That is correct. Well done.
Yeah, the Super Bowl thing there and the demands Harbaugh's making, I'll pass. I'm not a fan of McCarthy. I'm just not, here. The thing is, everybody we talk to, what's the one thing they say about a new coach has to do? Develop Cam.
Yep.
Who is the best coach going to come and develop Cam Ward, right? Robert Saleh is not head coach, right? Now you can hire the people, but the head coach relationship with the quarterback. And I think the one that Matt Nagy has with Patrick Mahomes could work with Cam Ward. At least on paper, it could.
Paul Kuharsky reported that Jason Garrett's interview with the Titans today is in person.
Oh, okay.
So he is in the building.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they were just like, you know what, we're going to go with
and they make the announcement. I think he does okay on Sunday Night Football. I'm not a fan, but again, probably not a fan of mine, which is good. But look, he's got and what here, Babe Laufenberg, how he developed Romo. I mean, that's something to be said for, you know.
So they, according to Kowarski, they have completed interviews with Mike McCoy, Vance Joseph, Lou Anarumo, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy, and then Jason Garrett's today.
They've already done all those?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's pretty quick, right?
So they've been busy.
I think because a lot of other teams, if you're the Dolphins, you're going to look – every other team's going to look at Matt Nagy, right?
Sure.
Because on the surface, you took the Bears to the playoffs. People are like, oh, you don't want to hire him. He's an ass. All right, you know, most of these coaches are, right?
Right.
You know this. But if you're Atlanta, I mean, why would you not hire him?
Sure.
So better be quick before you go someplace else.
So there you go. That's the latest on that. Coming up next, Michelle Kennedy will join the show. Predators back in action this weekend. We'll talk to her next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hope to hear this song quite a bit over the next few days. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Friday. We say hello to Madam President Michelle Kennedy, who joins us now on the program. Hello, Michelle. How you doing?
Hey, I'm to feel right at home playing that song as we lead into this.
Well, we want to hear it a lot at Bridgestone Arena. We heard it some last night. We want to hear it tomorrow night and Sunday night and Tuesday night on this homestand. But it's been a while since the Predators have been at home. Come back last night, get the shootout win, 14 of the last 21. Things going good for the team in gold.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to be on this side of it than the other. We, as you said, we weren't home for quite a while, but Preds fans certainly enjoyed watching our team pick up some points on the road. And then last night in the arena was great. Vibes were really high. We had a great crowd. It was an ESPN broadcast. Our scouting staff's in town right now, so we get to see some familiar faces that we don't see that often, including the GOAT, Pecorine. So it was a fun night to be back. We're in the middle of now 4 games in 6 days, and hope to keep piling up the points.
How cool is it for somebody that's been with the organization for a long time to now be at that point as a franchise where, you have guys like Pekka, that come back, and obviously he's working for the team, but you have other players that come through that are since done with their career, that now this organization is old enough to enjoy those things and also be a part of having a Hall of Fame player hit the 600 goal mark in a Predators uniform. I mean, these are all really cool things to see as a franchise grows.
Yeah, it is really special to have, we have a Golden Hall now. We have a lot of things that teams in their infancy don't have. And then the Stamkos celebration last night, he has not been a part of our organization for all that long, but he has certainly made a profound impact on this community and a profound impact on the hockey world. And to have been a part of celebrating his 600th goal was just really, really special. It's something you don't really think about that much. But when he scored it while we were on the road, I saw a social media graphic that someone posted that he's one of 3 active players. He, Sidney Crosby, and Alex Ovechkin. Wow. What company to be in? And then to be the 22nd player, I think, in the history of the NHL to do it, it was really, really special to be a part of that and just to see him be honored in that way. It's great to see him find his groove on the ice. It's been a little bit of a clunky start for him here, but it's great to see him having fun out there again. And wow, what an incredible honor. And that gold stick, I took the time to sweep by Hockey Ops yesterday to look at that. That thing is heavier than I am, and it is just beautiful. The engraving is just gorgeous. We had there were some white gloves sitting by, like Pritchard, who carries the Stanley Cup around. I felt a little bit like him yesterday looking at that stick, but it was just a really, really cool experience that we got to see Steven be honored in that way.
Well, and make sure that you listen, and make sure Mr. Henry knows that we have both Willie's call and Max's call all over some promos right now, because both did a fantastic job with that, of calling that 600 goal. So we've had some fun with that here at the station.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, again, for those guys, for everyone who is a part of it in any way at all, it's something that's, unforgettable. Just doesn't happen that often, as evidenced by the statistics around it.
We're talking to Michelle Kennedy on the Chase and Big Joe show. Michelle, last time we were here, the Nick Saban thing hadn't really broke publicly like it has. I just, were you amazed at all the publicity that the organization got for Coach being part of y'all's ownership group now? Because I got to tell you what, Michelle, it exploded everywhere, and which is great.
It did. The moment that it was announced, there were a few of us who just had hallway conversations right after. Our cell phones blew up. Everybody's like, what? Initially I got an equal number of inbound saying, this is really cool. And is this real? Is this fake news? So, it was unexpected and fun. And, when you can align yourself with someone who is generally regarded as the greatest of all time, and they're in the coaching profession in college football, you take that opportunity. So credit to Bill Haslam for making that happen. And it's been, we're 5-3 since the announcement.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So maybe some of that winning history is wearing off on us already, which is awesome. It's been really fun.
Oh, I love it.
It really has demonstrated that guy is hugely famous. everybody everywhere wants to talk about it. No matter what scenario we've been in since the December 15th announcement, everybody wants to talk about Coach. So it's been really fun.
I got to
go and coach around.
Well, I got to imagine have you been in a lot of meetings with him? I know he hasn't spent a lot of time here, but everybody I've talked to that's met him's like, man, this guy just he demands, without saying it, he demands perfection, which I think is really cool.
He is pretty cool to listen to. When we met him back as all this process was starting, you sit in a room and just listen to him talk about his philosophy and how he accomplished what he did. It gets your attention. And it's been really fun to get to know him. There is, though, another side that he's been a really, really fantastic guy to get to know. Nice person. His wife, Miss Terry, is salt of the earth. His business partner, Joe Agresti, has been fun to get to know as well. So, I think certainly he has a competitive pedigree that is not a secret. But they have proven in a very short period of time to be partners that are great to have around. And again, kudos to Bill Haslam for identifying the opportunity and bringing them in.
I love it. Michelle, we got back-to-back this weekend. Next Tuesday, there's a home game, Dirk Bentley bobblehead. It's a fun time to be a Nashville Predator, I would think.
We've got 6 more home games in January and 2 in February before the Olympic break. It is fun. We've got the Oilers coming to town next Tuesday, playing them a week from give us a chance a week later to avenge a loss in Edmonton earlier this week. And we've got a lot of different reasons to come to the building. We have something for everyone. We have Black Music Heritage Night coming up. We've got a University of Tennessee night coming up on the 24th. As you said, Dirk Bentley's bobblehead night is on Tuesday. So, no reason not to come out and watch our team with our 4 Olympians before the Olympics start. So congratulations to Phil Forsberg, UC Saros, Eric Halla, and Roman Yosti for being chosen to represent their countries and the Olympics, which is a tremendous honor.
Michelle Kennedy is with us. All right, now I have to bring up the other gold team down on West End, and that would be the undefeated both men's and women's Vanderbilt Commodores basketball team. You got to be excited about
On fire. My goodness. And, people can talk a little trash about, have their wins been quality? You can't say that now. The women beat LSU last weekend. The men beat Alabama this week. They are legit. Candace and her crew over there are killing it. And I am so happy, coming off an historical football season. They just continue bringing excellence to everything they're doing. And I'm happy for them and proud of them.
Yeah, I know you got to be excited about it. Well, we're excited about this homestand. Going to be in the building tomorrow against that team from Chicago. And I said this earlier to Joe that it's been a while, mainly on their end, that a Predators and Blackhawks game has met this much. But fighting for that playoff spot, going to be a lot of fun. Might bring up some old times tomorrow night.
I think it could get a little bit scrappy out there. I think we might see it'll be a fun game to watch. Most important thing, everybody wear your gold, come out, drown out the red. It's a gold game. We geo-gated it, so we should have a whole bunch of gold, but come, be loud, be rowdy, and let's get our guys a couple more points.
Absolutely. Michelle, appreciate it as always. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. See you guys. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Michelle Kennedy, the president and COO of the Nashville Predators, joining us here on the program. And always enjoy talking to her or Sean on Fridays. And it should be a fun one tomorrow. I'm excited about it. Going to take in a little Vandy LSU on West End, and then Preds Blackhawks tomorrow night at Bridgestone Arena.
Oh, you dropped something. You dropped your you dropped some. What's the
how cool I am?
Yeah. You dropped your itinerary over there, man. I got to pick it up.
Yeah, well, that's
man.
what I do.
Clay, your
right.
driver?
Hell no.
No, he wants to get home safe and sound, right?
No, I don't need to run over people in bushes.
If you want a fun time on the weekend, I feel like that's NASCAR 2.0.
Yeah, that's living dangerously. No. That's what that is. We'll come back, tell you what day it is, and celebrity birthdays, and wrap up the week. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Friday, wrapping things up for the week. DVD coming your way here in just a few minutes. I appreciate everybody for joining the show today. Had a lot of fun, and we'll see what the Titans coaching search brings over the weekend. And I guess this is the first time on this show we'll make this joke. When they have a coach, it will be two-tone blue smoke coming out of St. Thomas Sports Park, and that's how we'll know they have selected a coach.
All right. Yeah, dude, you seem to do that joke every year. You know why?
Explain it again with those nuggies.
You seem to do that joke every year. You know why?
Because they're hiring somebody every year.
Right. They're always looking for.
I think last year you made it, so
might have
we
been.
just alternate years of who's
do it
going to
again next year too.
Bobby Petrino has been hired as the offensive coordinator for North Carolina and Bill Belichick.
Good Lord. All right. Well,
so
we know how that's all going to end.
The Phillies' Max Kepler has been suspended for 80 games for testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug that I can't pronounce.
Can you try like Dr. Crane?
Epetrin bologna. Epetrin bologna.
Watch out now. Like. Oh, my gosh.
My grandmother used to make that.
Oh, fried bologna?
Fried bologna's the best.
Get out of here. It sounds so good right now.
I agree. With that, Dr. Crane, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list, we have Balloon Ascension Day. I think balloons ascend in the air.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Isn't that right?
International Choreographers Day, National Apricot Day. You guys ever had apricots?
I have.
Apricot jelly?
I have not.
That is pretty good. National,
yes.
Boy.
Yes.
Come on. I believe it's like, looks like casserole, but it's not casserole. It's like cassolette day. I don't know.
What's the picture?
It looks like a bunch of sausage and beans and in a giant skillet.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
National Static Electricity Day. And then the last two on the list, I think. Yeah, last two. National Word Nerd Day. So if you like a word and you're a nerd, this is your day. And then the last one is National Play God Day. So
we don't do that.
No, we don't.
What's your favorite nerd word?
I don't know.
Nefarious. I've always liked that word.
Nefarious.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is there a definition behind that?
Yeah, look it up, pal. I don't give you things for free.
Well, if it's your favorite word, you should know the definition.
Well, I want you to look it up. As I told you, you should look it up.
It's not my job. I think that's Chase's job to hit you first.
And also, you should never give away your pie for free. All right. Is that it?
That's all we got.
All right.
Did you see the Okay, never mind. I'll ask you about this later.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You have to get these within 2 years of each other. Dr. Crane, you go first. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
How old is former NASCAR driver Mark Martin? Y'all are about the same height.
Mark Martin is, I don't know, 52.
62.
67. Chaser, we had our question.
Here's the funny thing about Mark Martin. He has looked 67 since he was 37.
Our question today was, who's the coolest dude of sports all time? This next guy could have qualified. Muggsy Bogues. How old is Muggsy Bogues?
64.
58.
61. Dr. Crane, how old is former National Predator Radek Bonk?
I loved him.
I loved you too.
46.
45.
He's 50.
Is he really?
Radek Bonk is 50. Chaser, how old is Ocho Cinco?
44.
39.
48. Dr. Crane, Sergio Garcia.
I'm going to go 43.
57.
46. 0-0. Chaser, Joan Baez, folk singer.
77.
60.
85. Dr. Crane, the best guitar player of all time, Jimmy Page. How old is Jimmy Page?
72.
78.
82. Chaser, your favorite singer, one of your favorite singers. I know you've seen her at the Opry many times. Crystal Gale.
Tried to grow my hair as long as she has it too.
Keep doing it.
Crystal Gale, 81.
77.
75. Dr.
Finally,
Crane's
somebody.
on the board. Dr. Crane, the great actor J.K. Simmons.
Oh, he was in Whiplash with Miles Teller. Great movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 68.
72.
71. Tied at 1. Wasn't he Peter Parker's boss?
Yep.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Also
Yep.
in the State Farm commercials.
He's in the state, or
That's right.
was it State Farm or
Farm Bureau, maybe.
Farm Bureau, yeah.
Farm Bureau. Chaser, Dave Matthews of the Dave Matthews Band.
Jeremy Gover, where are you when I need you? Dave, I'm going to say is like 62.
Deep Cuts Omen. 65.
59. Dr. Crane, your favorite Backstreet Boy, AJ McLaren, whatever, AJ something.
I'm going to go 52.
Who'd you say?
AJ McLean, the Backstreet Boys.
51.
48. My goodness.
We're bad today.
Chase McCabe, how old is actor Dion Cole from Blackish? Very funny comedian.
47.
45.
55. Good Lord.
By the way, Caleb says Jimmy Page is not the best guitar player of all time. LMAO. Best and popular are two different things. Caleb, I missed the memo that said you got to decide that.
Caleb, Jimmy
It's
Page
open to interpretation.
is the best guitar player of all time. All right. We're going to finish it out right here. This is, it's 1-1. Dr. Crane, how old is Catherine, Princess of Wales?
Is that Kate? Can we just call her Kate?
I don't know. Dude, I'm not an Anglophile. I don't know. Is it Kate?
What?
Somebody who loves and studies the British. I don't.
Okay, I about to say, are you filing something? What?
No,
I'm going to go, let's see, fairly young, 42.
I was going to say 43.
At the buzzer, Chase McCabe. She's 44.
Okay, all right.
Wins 2-1. Is it? Is that who it is? I mean, this is a list I got
think
here.
I think it is.
Uh,
And Caleb, I'm just messing with you. But
yeah, Caleb, call in sometime, buddy.
Look, the greatest guitarist of all time discussion.
We could do a
is totally
6-hour
open
show
to
on
inter-
that.
Like Ricky says Hendrix. I mean, I don't know if there's a wrong answer.
Steve Cropper recently passed.
Yeah.
One of the best of all time.
I mean, one of my favorites of all time has since passed away is Prince.
Okay.
And people didn't view him as that because he could sing and
yeah. For me personally, Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah,
just for
sure.
what, because I grew up with him. I mean, I
Right.
grew up with all that. He was a huge part of my life.
Yeah. We got a couple of minutes here. Who wins tonight?
Until Indiana does in Indiana.
See, that's the thing that's been my whole. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Oregon, and that's probably dangerous because I think Oregon's a good team. But I'm the same way. I have been proven wrong on Indiana this entire season. So, until somebody beats them, I'm just gonna say
I would have lost money every time they played.
But I have this weird feeling that Monday, January 19th, will be Miami versus Oregon. I have this weird feeling.
Okay. You should bet on that feeling today.
I could be wrong, but I don't know.
You should do that. Put it down. Put the money down.
Everything
on that.
tells me Indiana, but this little weird feeling.
I have a friend, real quick,
I'm glad you have a friend.
that has put a lot of money down on winning the national championship in basketball. Your Vanderbilt Commodores.
They're pretty legit right now. I mean, that was a gutsy win against Alabama, and I don't even think they played their best. We'll see tomorrow at Memorial against LSU.
I have a friend of mine's going to be there tomorrow.
Do you?
You.
Me? Are we friends? I'm glad we're friends.
We
That's
are.
good.
We are. It's quitting time.
It is. It is. That is going to do it for us. DVD coming up next.
As we always leave the show, look, guys, you made it through the worst week of the year. You made it, right? This is the worst week, the new year. You're back to the schedule. You're here, and we're so proud that you were here. You're doing so well that we want to just say thank you and we love you. Lynn, again, go to therapy, talk to somebody, know your value, know your worth, know there are people out here that depend on you, that love you, that when they think about you every time you met them, they smile because they think about you. You have so much value in this world. I need you here to walk your daughter down the aisle. I need you here to hold your grandbaby. I just need you here, man. Our world's a better place because you were here. Know that we love you, and more importantly, more than anything else in this world, guys, know that God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD next. 102.5 The Game.